Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are here with the Mandem talk. You know what I'm saying to you? Couple of man out injured, but we are still here. You know the ones there. Couple of man on their way. Do you know what I mean? But we're still here. Nuruddin, Marcel, Leon will all be coming. Don't worry, people. But yeah, man, we're here. Man, like Flawless is in the building. Flawless, what are you telling me?
I'm blessed, man. Big up for having me on as always, man. You already know. Love being over here. Like, shout out to Naji as well. Big up to the chat as well. And everyone, make sure you run up the likes, man. Run up the likes and hit that subscribe button if you haven't, because we need to get Saeed to 100K. It's long overdue. So yeah, man. Big up every time.
Come on, man. Each and every time. Naji's in the building.
Man, I'm back, bro. Told you like the Rock, I'm back, bro.
Come on.
I mean, a couple of appearances, you know what I mean? The bloodline and whatnot. Come back.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you don't know. Everyone's blessed, man.
This guy had me, man, today, man, as well, man.
Oh, let him know, bro.
Sorry. This guy, so I tried to call him, yeah, and bro, you know, he had one of the voice messages, yeah, and it basically says, hello?
Yeah.
And he said, hello? Yeah. And I went, hello, DG, can you hear me? I said, hello? And then, bro, it was a voice note. It's a voice message at the end. I was like, yo, man, how you, man, doing me like that? How you doing me like that, bro?
No, sorry, man. But man. I feel, a couple of people I've got, I've had a couple of serious calls with like my agents and stuff like that. And I've been thinking, bro, do I need to shut it down? But I thought, you know what, like, it's just me and it's part of my personality, man. It is what it is. Man, it's all love, man. It's all love. Hey, where's Leon, though, bro?
Leon's coming. I don't know. Was he going in his gaff or something?
He said he was charging his phone for a second. That's what he did.
Charging,
What are you doing? I thought you had got gymnastic lessons soon. You started gymnastics, you know? You think I'm joking? Bro, on my life, ask him if he can do headstand.
All right, I'm not asking.
Ask him if you can do headstand. Watch.
Because I thought you, man. You know what? I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say on there. Never mind. Right. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say.
Shout out to the people though, man. And obviously, Sky and them, like, if they're not here, bro, big up the Mandem, bro.
Yeah, big up the Mandem, man. You know what I'm saying to you? A couple of absentees, but we're here, man. You know what I mean? Faz is on holiday. You know what I mean? A couple of emergencies and whatnot. But yeah, big up all the Mandem each every time. But yeah, we got to start with there's a lot of United news, you know. There's Al Nassr one, Bruno, Elise news. We got some Todibo news. Yeah, man. I can't lie, man. There's a lot of news to delve into. But let's get into the main one, and that is Fabrizio Romano came out with an exclusive and said basically Jean-Claire Todibo deal to Man United is currently off and highly unlikely due to UEFA rules. Talks will advance with all parties keen for months, but Nice and Man United with same ownership playing some European competition next season means no green light. So it looks like the one that we could have got done ASAP is man, it's not gonna happen, man. Do you know what I mean? Personally, for me, obviously when I looked at it first, I was like, yo, taking a piss. But apparently we can't do it because that's the parent club, innit? And because they're in Europe, it means that it can't happen. Whereas people say, oh, what about Man City though? But Man City, apparently, he came from Troyes, and Troyes are not in the Champions League or in Europe at all.
He did say that in Fabrizio Romano tweet. The same European competition, which I'm sure INEOS could have been aware that Manchester United and Nice could have ended up in the same competition.
Yeah.
He said months. So surely this is something that it raised the red flag. Like, all right, this could be a potential stumbling block with this deal. Let's work around it. Let's loan him somewhere and then sell him to Manchester and then loan him to Manchester United if that can be done. There's a way around this. What that is, I don't know. And I really don't like the fact that this is a problem if we don't indeed get him. But I'm guessing they'll find a loophole.
And that's a good question down there with the RB Salzburg and obviously Leipzig. But I think there is it's not that you can't do deals at all, but I think when you take over a new club, I think there's like a year or two window where you can't do trades.
Okay.
And then after that you can. So you'd have to double check that, bro. But the RB Leipzig thing's a good comment to make because they've been like tied for over 7-9 years, whatever it is, long time. They've kind of cut that threshold. Apparently that's why they can do business and whatnot. But I'm not fully aware of the whole rules, so I'm not going to give you verbatim like this is this. If I don't know something, I don't know something. But from what I've heard so far, I believe that's the angle. So, yeah.
What about this? Terminate his contract and sign him on a free?
Oh, that's wild, man. That's desperation straight away, you know.
That desperation.
Yeah.
I mean, it can happen, bro. But people are gonna start frowning it because it's like, yeah, you'd have to have a reason. Like, if let's say, for example, you got investigated now, yeah, and then they go, what were the grounds that you terminated this contract?
Yeah, to get into
like it opens up windows, man. It's not FIFA, bro. Like you can sell Maguire for £1. And by the way, I've done that, bro, and it felt so good. But yeah, you see my man walking out with his bags and that. Yeah, it was sick. Shout out to Structure, man. Big ups.
Oh, big up Structure. It's sunny outside in Manchester.
Yo, it's sunny. It's sunny, and unfortunately, I was indoors for most of the time in work, man. I was indoors, but yeah, taking a nice stroll now in Manny, almost home, man. Sun shining, big up people, man. What have I missed, man? What have I missed?
Yeah, we're talking about the Nice thing, man. Tell us about the conspiracies, man. We need to know, Nurdin, man.
No, listen. So how can City then try to sign Savio then? Why would City be allowed to sign Savio?
They say you know what I mean? He's from Troyes, apparently. So that's not a parent club. He's part of City Group.
And they're
not in Europe as well. Whereas Nice are in Europe, so therefore we can't sign him.
Did you not make Champions League?
You know what? So, who owns City Group? Isn't the same owners that who own Man City own City Group?
Man City owns City Group, yeah.
So what are we talking about then?
There you go.
Just because he's not in Europe, like what are we talking about? So what's this UEFA fuckery?
It's the principle of being in Europe they care about. This is what I don't get. Why should the principle of Europe?
Why should that matter?
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm
saying.
If they
own that football club, they can go and get Savio. We should be able to go and get Todibo, mate. It's simple. It don't matter whether you're in European competition or not.
Yeah. Yep. Did they change the rules about players who are on loan can still play against each other? Have they not changed that rule, by the way, guys? Where if you're on loan,
they did. Yeah.
They did change that rule.
Oh, swear down.
So certain countries, the players are allowed to play, yeah.
So there's no what's the word? You're not cup tied, basically, innit?
No.
Yeah. See, that opens up a window now, Saeed, because if that's, I didn't know about that personally, so I appreciate you educating me there, bro. But if that's the case, then there should be no issue having another player from another team, technically. That's mad. There's got to be something we're missing. There's got to be something we're missing or we're unaware of, because obviously we're confused over something that seems doable. So surely there's something we're not aware of or privy to.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to read up on here to get the information. Yeah. With the Savio one, it's because he was on loan at Girona from Troyes. So that's why they can't sign him.
Okay.
On loan. That's what it's saying, because it's saying City and Girona. How true this is Athletic. Both are part of the City football group, were also subjected to UEFA's multi-club ownership test after both qualified for the Champions League and are awaiting a verdict. City are hoping to complete the signing of Savio, 20-year-old winger who spent the season on loan at Girona from Troyes, another CFG-owned club. So that's how they've got around it in regards to the loan. But it's saying here they're awaiting a verdict, both City and Girona, how true that is. But this is new. It's saying that this is like a new rule that they're like trying to implement in regards to multi-club ownership. Which
does he say sorry, Flawless? Does he say when that came out, bro? Because Talani Caselli is saying there's new rules since July 2023. Shout out to Talani, by the way.
I'm trying to find. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Now as we speak.
But obviously, we can't get my man in it. Let's just be honest. We can't get my man. We're pissed. Let's just keep it at that. As fans, it's not our business to see war going. We can delve into it, but the reality is we can't get to be those guys. Do you know what I mean? So what do we do from here?
It's not a big blow, innit? Like, it's not the end of the world. Don't get me wrong, but it would have been an easy signing to make, though, innit? That's what I'm saying.
It would have been. And here's the thing is, that was one of the pros to INEOS, which there were very few of, in my opinion, was the fact, number one, they're at Nice, who have good players. Two, we see the amount of quality ballers in France. They now have inside knowledge in regards to French players outside of Nice as well. How many French talents are there out there? It seems every player we get linked with is French. There's a lot of top talent there that hasn't made the national squad. So I was thinking, hopefully we could use that to our advantage. And now it's saying it's not, because we've been linked with Todibo. We got linked with Kefren Turam, who's also there as well. And I'm sure there would have been more. So hopefully they figured, loophole this. Do the Chelsea thing and find a loophole. That's what I would say.
You know what? Wasn't there, am I making it up in my head, or wasn't there rumors that INEOS wanted to get out of Nice anyway?
Yeah,
there
Yeah, there was.
So just get out early, mate.
Well,
What a better way to get out than get out now.
Yeah, but structured. I was just saying, we were saying this before. Like, if that's I spoke about it just before that, there may have been something that I read that was saying something similar to that. And again, cut the middle bit out because I know I can long it out. Basically, it would take a certain amount of time for them to get rid of Nice, basically in time to then be able to do such deals. So, but
the process will take.
On the balance of it, where I'll give INEOS maybe a blight. Again, there's another angle in it. I'm not saying it's fact, but another angle is that they've brought in obviously new director of football, etc., and new people in the background. Maybe it was their choice to get Todibo rather than INEOS itself. Therefore, yes, they've taken over the club, but they've now said, "Raw, there's a player in Nice that we want, bro. Can we make it happen?" And INEOS are like, "Raw, that might be a bit sticky, but we'll try." Maybe that's a conversation. I'm saying maybe. That may be a conversation that's happened, which again gives INEOS a little blight. I'm not saying that's what's happened. Just saying it's a possibility that obviously it's done to know that you're taking over Man United, but you want to play from there knowing you can't do it. It doesn't make logical sense as high businessmen to go in knowing that and then not doing anything about it. That doesn't make sense to me personally. I don't think they're that naive to move that way. So maybe that's what I want, and I don't know.
The biggest thing for me is this, like, when I look at it, it's like INEOS own 25, 27, see, I think it's 27%.
27,
yeah. They're not the major shareholders at Manchester United. They own Nice outright, from my understanding. So it's like, they're not even the biggest shareholders at Manchester United. They've got shares in, you know what I mean? They've got 27%. So,
They've also got that Swiss club. We're just saying then, go sell him to that Swiss club, and then United could go get him.
Yeah, man, sell him and then loan thing. That's it, man. Sell and then loan. Like, if we really want to play on
imagine, you know this how you dropped to that little laughing between the sentence. He's like, go sell him.
Facts.
Yeah,
like,
man.
That's what you like. Sell him there and then loan him to us if they're smart.
Bro,
and then obviously
I
don't even take out from the transfer budget either if you do that.
True.
If they sell him,
I'm sure they could do that though. I'm sure they can do it because they've done that with.
They couldn't do
There's
that.
been bare players that have been bought and then gone on loan to another club.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So whether they've got the P for that is different. But then if they let's say for example they a small club overuses their budget, but then Man United say we will pay this loan fee. Respectfully, people can't have an argument to say we've overpaid on a loan fee, even if that loan fee is matchable to what he's worth, because we've been overpaying for. No one said anything about Maguire being spent for 85 million outright. Everyone was laughing. So what's the issue with us doing that for a loan? Overspending on a loan, I say overspending according to the value of what the player is. That way, that could get their money back and maybe a bit of interest. We get the player. We're on loaning from another club, and then next season we buy him for whatever. Safe.
Yeah, that's true as well. But I don't know how long has he got left on his contract, Flawless? Todibo.
I'll have a look.
Yeah, but also this comment here, Sponge. I think this is a fair comment now. Everton now are in maybe a stronger position now because they've now seen that one of the centre backs that we're maybe looking at is now out the window. Obviously, they still need the money. Don't get me wrong, but United now, do they now have to more than ever go and get Bradford, or are they looking at all the centre backs as well?
They have to. Saeed, listen. They can't give Everton the upper hand. I personally think Manchester United should walk away from the Braithwaite to show that things have changed, mate.
You got to wait for the second bid, though. Second bid, you got to wait for, man.
I think for me, I genuinely do think if Manchester, if this INEOS people want to make a mark, walk away from it and say, nah, mate, we're not getting. He's not worth 70 million. He's not even worth 50 million, mate. Right? And I'm sorry, we're walking away from this. I personally would, me personally, but that's what I'm saying to you. Like I said, I'd rather Manchester United did not sign players for 70 million. We're not at that stage in the development. We need to go and get 35 million to 40. The cap should be 40 million, mate. That's what it should be.
Still.
Buy 5, 6. If you got money, buy 4 or 5 players around. You know, I mean, pick up a couple of bargains, but around the 40 million. I will not go beyond because we need to change fundamentally. What people have come in to see at Manchester United is that no, you're here to develop. You're here to be part of a journey, and you're not the product, the main product. And then once we get close, then maybe we could go and ball out and bring in the 70 to 80 million player in terms of quality that can take us to that level. But splashing now with this, nah, mate. And I think no better than the Braithwaite deal to Manchester United to go, nah, mate. That Man United is no longer there, mate. We're not getting bent over.
And I do agree with that in regard. And to answer, it's saying this Todibo, his contract's 2027. Side note, I know you are saying.
Oh, yeah,
that's
so 3 more
years.
That's
according to transfer. But yeah, I agree with Nuruddin in regards to that. Is Manchester United tax a thing? Yes, we all know it's a thing. And that's because of Manchester United. So start putting your foot down, start walking away from deals, and then that will disappear. If people know Manchester United, let's say it's Braithwaite and we say, you know what, 50 million is our mark. We are not going beyond that. If we go and bid again for him, for 50 million, for example, and they reject it, that's when you then walk away. And there should be multiple people that we're looking at in all positions. It shouldn't just be, again, it should be profiles over names. I say this all the time. Exactly. We're playing the system, it's profile over name. It shouldn't be go and get me him. It should be I need a player that is like this, and then list the attributes.
Yes.
You go out and search and find it, and then that's when you look at all the intangibles, age,
100%.
where's he from, etc., and all of these things, injury record, and how would he fit in with the current squad in regards to who's here that he might know, all those type of things. So yeah, with Braithwaite, it's like I'm not dead against it as a price point. Like Nuruddin said, we should be looking at 35 to 40 million. That's why I hate the conversation when people say, oh, you need to spend big to have success. It's like, no, you can spend 35 million on a player, and that player can be useful and good for your team.
And I think this is why I and again, this is generic, not just against Ten Hag or any other manager or any other club as such. I learned this for myself on self-reflection when I used to think, used to look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer spending 85 million, and I asked myself, wait there. We've been cussing the Glazers for the longest, the board and everything else. And I literally said, wait there, my man's not the one spending 85 million outright. Yes, he may want to play. That's a different conversation. So, again, the amount of money spent, like you're saying, is irrelevant to success. It's how that money is spent, where that money is spent, and more importantly, why are you spending this money? And then if you can justify those means, then it doesn't matter whether a player costs 20 million or 60 million or 100 million. Thanks. You can justify it based on the why, the reason. Again, of course, if you can bring some validation to that, cool. And then you know how you're spending that. In the case of we're going to do 30 million in installments, no one should have an issue with the price tag if that player is perfect for the profile, like Flawless said. If you're to spend it from a commercial aspect, though, where it's like, okay, we need the name brand, we need the Cristiano Ronaldo. Even though we told you 3 weeks before, brethren, that you're going to have to sell players to buy, and then 3 weeks later, you go and buy Ronaldo or whatever. We shouldn't be running commercially, in my opinion, anyway. We shouldn't be running that way and never have done. And those are the wrong reasons to spend that money. Because no matter what, it doesn't matter what manager comes in or whatever, as we've seen, we've got players from 3-4 different managers, different profiles, and every manager's had a different style of football, and at least 30% of those players who are on big contracts, big wages, whatever, cannot fit the system where they either look shit or they end up getting sold 2 seasons down the line, or they lose all their confidence, like Van de Beek, etc., and it's a shit show. So I'm happy. I'm with Nuruddin, Flawless, and yourself, Saeed, where these guys are moving in the right direction in the sense of just having some standards and class of Man United in the transfer market. Like they're not being bullied, and I respect that, man.
Yeah, you know what it is though. It just comes down to, like I said, man, it's having the right mindset for the transfer window. That's what it comes down to. Like not going where the popular kind of answer is or whatever. It's like you have a plan for this summer and it's like, yo, we're going to stick to it. Don't just do what Chelsea are doing maybe and just kind of like go flirt this way and flirt that way. Like, bro, we have to have a plan, because if we don't, then you're just going to get caught up in these weird transfer stories that, don't make sense. Like, to me, that Zerky guy makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's certain positions in the team makes sense. I don't believe the Neves deal makes sense, because that one is ridiculous money for me personally anyway. So like, go to the signings that make sense. And like you said, Flawless, it's about the profiles, isn't it?
Yeah, and
profiles,
that's what it is. That's why when people say, oh, there's no value in the market, there's no players in the market. No, there's no players obvious. There's not like, so if we're talking strikers, there's very few strikers we can look at and go, oh, he's pretty much, there's no certains, but he's close to a certified. Like if we go and get like Harry Kane, who was available last season, we all know Harry Kane's of quality. You all know he's going to improve your team. He's going to score goals. He's going to get assists, etc. I also put Ivan Toney in that type of bracket. Been here, been successful already at Brentford. But the obvious signings, there's not a lot of them. But is there players out there? Yeah. So, for example, we'll use Xerxes because you mentioned him. I don't know a lot about him. Every time I talk to, whether it's you and others about him, people speak highly of him and say he's a good player, etc. I'm just hoping that INEOS and everybody involved is not looking at it and going, he's just a good player. No, because we've done that before where we signed talented players. There's very few players we signed in the past 10 years that people looked at and when he's an absolutely awful player and he has no time, sign him with a plan. If we're signing Xerxes, it's not because it's Xerxes and he's talented. We're signing him because he fits what we are trying to do. Because that's exactly what happened with Sancho. Sancho's a type, whether you think he was right or wrong with Ten Hag, whole different conversation. One thing about Sancho is he's talented. That's without doubt. And we signed him with no plan. That's why he was on the left wing. Then he was on the right wing. There was no plan. How you sign Chase a player for 2 years and then you don't even give him a run with 5 games in the same spot?
And you know what, to add to that, Flawless, and again, this is, and I say this quite a few players, but Sancho's including this on a positive for me, even though, I don't want him here anymore, he should move on for his career. However,
I think he should move on too.
Man United haven't done their due diligence properly on players when they do bring them in. So when they do scout these players, just for the simple fact that we're here again, let's just take the reports as fact, let's just assume that they're accurate. My man wants to play on the left, he's more comfortable on the left. Doesn't mean he can't play anywhere else, but he's more comfortable on the left. At that time, we all remember Ollie wanted a right winger. So what conversations are going down when you're profiling these players anyway? Like, you're setting them up to failure. Can he play on the right? Of course he can. Everyone can have an opinion on that as well because he's talented, like you said. Do you know what I mean? Any three of those positions, even the 10 position if you wanted. But the reality is the player's comfortable playing there. Are we playing to his strengths or are we asking him to come out of his comfortable zone to get instant results? Again, that goes in Sancho's favour and many other players alike. So this is what happens when you've got the businessmen and bankersmen doing their thing because there's no due diligence, there's no actual depth to the way they're scouting. It's just, can we afford him? Can we pay this? Will he bring big money and everything else? It's very surface level. It's like they don't care. Now we're having conversations where we're looking at this INEOS situation going, we may not rate them, we may have our perceived ideas about them with factors that we can definitely have conversations about, but from a foundation standpoint, the way they're moving, this is normal. This should have been normal. And we're actually kind of relieved to see that we're actually moving like a football club right now. And that shows you how far we've been behind. They're doing the basics right now. This is nothing, people. So people are gassing what they're doing up now. Yes, it's right that they do what they're doing. Don't get me wrong. It's nothing to gas over because this could all fall apart, or it may not work out. They may get some things right, people, and then some other things they may go, okay, we may need to just switch it up. However, what they're trying to do right now is a great foundation for a normal football club that wants to at least succeed and be consistent. For me, that's all I've ever wanted to say from a structural standpoint. And if they can continue doing that and make that consistent, I've got no issue with whatever player they bring in, what manager they bring in, what style of football they want. I don't care. Because I know there's a foundation for consistency and a chance to at least challenge consistently in the next 2-3 years if they maintain this. That's my personal opinion, what I think it will take anyway.
I'm 100%. I'm hoping there is a plan. That's what it is before. I'm just hoping there is a plan with players and they're not just looking at players because, again, Todibo's talented. Because no, we're bringing Todibo in because he fits what it is we're trying to do, whatever that might be from a time. This is, I keep saying this, style. Pick a style, go with that, and then pick players for that style, and then you're already at good. That's a good play. That's a good base to then build from. But
that's it. It's the base.
I'm very skeptical of it. I'm very go on. Go on, OG.
No, 100%. That's the point that I was gonna make. Like, for me, because we've never been used to this, we've not seen this. Ferguson was technically our director of football, sporting director, right? He did everything. All those things and everything, you know. So at the end of the day, we might think, oh, they're doing amazing. We might gas them up, but this is what most modern football clubs do. They have a plan. They have a recruitment plan, and we know about football. It's always been, to be fair, about the recruitment. It's always been about the recruitment. Now, there is no like massive science to it. It's all about how the environment that you develop for certain footballers, the kind of culture that you have within your football club, whether they're going to succeed or not.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And we've seen it. You know, it's a graveyard. We've said it, and then you know, I mean, we say it for years. And then Gary Neville, like, what, last year was like, oh yeah, it's a graveyard for players and managers. Listen, what kind of environment is it? And we talk about how rotten Manchester United have been. So for me, I'm not giving them. They have to make me a believer. They have to turn me into a believer. You know what I mean? By the way they move. And of course, within that, there is no guarantees. They're going to make mistakes, because through the mistakes, then you get to a place. But for me, it's about how principled they are about the stance, the style of football they want to play, the type of players they want to do. And the fact that Manchester United were the biggest laughing joke. Saeed would tell you, we got a brethren, yeah? He was a football agent, yeah? And when I ask him, I say, yo, Gilly, what's going on? Like, Man United, well, what do they perceive Manchester United to be? He's like, honestly, every agent, they even ring each other, text each other and go, yeah, you're on to a winner. You can literally bend them over. You know what I mean?
They've got to change that perception. Yeah.
So
change that perception.
That's what I'm saying to you. So it might even work to the advantage walking away from a deal like Braithwaite. That the kid is good. He's good, but he's not that good. I'm sorry for
he's not
what you play one season. One season. Get the F out of here, man.
It's a future talent that United.
No, but Saeed, nothing. That's not even guaranteed. How many times have we said the future talent? You just talked about it. You gave the example about Sancho. Remember, me and you were gassed getting Sancho.
Bro,
and about 8 months, 8 months later, we were like, do we really need him? Remember, even before he signed, we were thinking, the money should go somewhere else. The money should go to midfield, that we needed defenders. So at the end of the day, for me, it's about the strategy and what it is. What's the recruitment strategy? What types of profile? And I think you all covered it. I think, Nate, you said it. I think you said it, brother, right?
Flawless.
The biggest thing, Flawless said it as well. The biggest thing is that the profiles, what type of football that we want to get. You know, I've been in court all day, bro. My head's spinning, man. My head's spinning, even remembering people's names. But what I'm saying to you is, like, the biggest thing is, like, for me, they have to prove it to me. They have to show me that Manchester United are no longer a laughing matter, or Manchester United, people are not rubbing their hands going, yeah, everybody gets paid at Manchester United. I mean, also, like, randomly just signing players without ever clear plan. We look at Fred. Jose did not want him. You know what I mean? Like, and he wasn't even allowed to veto. We know 100% that Donny van der Beek was not in the mind of Solskjaer. You know what I mean? We know that. And now that we think also as well, we're also thinking about a little bit about, in terms of, like, is Mason Mount really Ten Hag's or certain players? We're questioning that. But now we can at least say the director of football signed him. Yeah. You know what I mean? The sporting director, the footballer director, the director of football, that's a club signing. We can say that. At least we've got names now to attach these signings to. Before we're like, we don't know, but we know that manager didn't want him. You know what I mean? It was bankers that were signing players.
To the right people, know then, I think. Because at least then we know then, again, like I've said, and it goes into the point when I speak about the manager occasionally, when I say there are certain things that the manager's not susceptible for, accountable for, but he seems to take the fall for it somehow, because there is no football leadership anywhere else. He's the only one, right? Again, I say this rightly or wrong because he's made mistakes doing this, but he's the only one in charge making certain decisions where he either gets credit for it or praise. There are certain job things that within his role that he should not be doing in 2024 now. It's not a Sir Alex Ferguson era anymore. So it's nice to have the accountability shared to the right people, so that energy can be put on and put the pressure on those areas as a fan base, so we can actually hope that we can get a little bit of change. But I want to say one thing to Norridin as well, and obviously you guys are watching. My observation, given, how can I put it? My observation, given what we're seeing with the structure and stuff, one of the biggest issues, and again, it's open for discussion, but one of the biggest issues I generally feel is that the way in which, when problems arise, put it that way, when problems arise, can you adapt in the heat of the moment? Because there are going to be situations that INEOS walk into, because they could have an idea and a plan, wicked. We all know plans don't go as we wish. How do they approach problems, i.e., let's say, for example, an easy one would be shit that's going on in the media. How do they handle in the heat moments? Because no manager, in my opinion, should be having to deal with that level of weight. Like he should have a full guide. And then if it's more important, let's say there are issues within the club that are arising, or some people have been found out, because there's going to be rats in that club. You know, it's not just going to INEOS come here and everyone's cleaned out. Like it's going to develop some situations along the way. How do they move under pressure? That for me will be telling enough to know whether your foundation is strong enough to maintain what you've got. Leon, quick one. How was gymnastics, bro?
Man like Leon, you know. Man got hella CCTVs them. What's going on, man?
Oh, we're here, man. We're here. We're in the sports bar, man. We're just working still, innit? We're doing the whole
big up, man.
Whatever. It's quite loud, isn't it? So yeah. What's the topic?
Yeah, this here, man. Killis said the super chat saying, big up the panel. Everton are desperate to sell Brandfoot, Anana, etc. because of FFP. Would you be interested in Gahey? I think Nordin is. I don't know if you rate Gahey or not.
Gahey's good, man. It's good.
Yeah.
Again, it ties back in to what I was saying before. Talented player, yes. Is there a plan for him? Don't just go get Gahey because he's a talented centre back. Also, price point as well. Like that's where it is. You know, like that's where I'm at. Like with Gahey, with the Brandfoot, because I think Gahey is a good centre back, but he's not 70, 80, 90 million worth of centre back. No, he doesn't do anything special like that. So again,
our fans aren't even ready to pronounce his name properly. Do you know what I mean? Never mind having him in there, bro. So I mean, like Gahey, mate.
It's mad. It's actually crazy.
Hey, did I see something about Delict as well?
Yeah, Delict. Yeah.
24.
Spicy Maguire.
Bro.
Is that the levels Delict's got to now? Because he was that guy. Yeah.
Failed at Bayern. Didn't go well at Juventus as well. So I'm not really trying to see him at Manchester United.
There you go.
Really.
I like Delict, you know. I'm not lying to you. I like him.
Is that based on what you've
man.
seen recently? Or
listen. Now when I've watched him, I like his style of defending. Super aggressive, man.
Basically aggressive, regardless of form.
No, but the profile of him, he's a non-nonsense. I'm not lying to you. You know how he sticks his head, like where he's good can get back. You know what I mean? Can get damaged. Honestly, like that. No, actually, no word of a lie. Like, I'm not saying he's good as Vidic, but he's got traits like that where he's super aggressive, man. And I want that. And to me, I like my defenders active, innit? I don't like them passive. I like them active. I like them too. No nonsense, man. If you're gonna clear two of my favorites were Baye and Rojo. That time with Jose. Honestly, if the ball got past him, the man weren't going nowhere, man. I like risk people who do that, man. That's what I like. I don't like passive defenders, man. And to me, Gahey is super underrated.
For 2-1. 90th.
Listen, you know what? Gahey is super underrated, man. Honestly, for me, one of the best things about Gahey is his recovery pace. Incredible, and he's so calm on the ball. Super calm on the ball. Can play through the thirds.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. I big up Double 8. As much as I don't fancy him at United, the fact people are writing Delict off at 24 is crazy. Yeah, but you know what it is? We've just saw what we saw in it, Flawless. Like, we've saw the guy's
No. The thing is, it's not a question of writing him off, because you can't turn it up. I'm not writing him off. You know what I'm tired of? Of when we are linked to a player and buying a player, it's what we can do for them. That's what I'm tired of. How come it's not what the player can do for us? Like when we signed Mason Mount, the entire conversation was, we can turn his career around. Look at what he did at Chelsea 2 years ago. How about, wait, where the employee? How about that? Where the employer, sorry. How about what you can do for Manchester United Football Club? That's where I'm at with Delict. So can he turn it around? Probably, yes. But I'm saying it's not worked out at Bayern Munich. It's not worked out at Juventus. Why go and get him?
Yeah, why don't we go get someone? Why
don't we go get someone why don't we get someone who's actually like playing first team, because he's not even playing first team for Bayern Munich, and confident as well? Why are we getting someone after 2 failed moves? That's my point.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah,
why are we getting the Dutch Dyer, man? That's basically what he is, isn't it?
This guy.
But if
I was ahead of him,
But if his profile suits what they want, and they can use his poor form to leverage a 30-40 million deal, to me that's good business if they believe in that profile. Yes, is it a risk? Of course, it's going to be a risk. But with a risk, it's a 50-50 of if he turns it round, bomb or hole, we've got a player. If he don't, you haven't spent too much, and you spent based on his value according to his performances. Therefore, it's not a loss because again, you're not going to get every transfer right, but you want to at least give yourself something to fall back on if you do get it wrong.
Of course.
Where I'm at with that is I'd rather go and get someone of his profile that is just playing confidently. I don't want someone to be that's fair. Could you turn around the lit? Yes, and he fits the profile that we're trying to get, but we just go get someone who's actually playing first team football and is actually not under pressure, because he would be under more pressure to succeed than somebody else. Say we get him or
you're right. Still.
He's under much more pressure than Todibo to perform.
Yeah,
because he's coming with the reputation of being because you're coming from Bayern Munich, because you've been at Juventus, and you're so sought after. And we know what it's like. Manchester United is ridiculous when it comes to that.
Yeah, the shirt weighs heavy, man.
Yeah, man, weighs heavy. Automatically, you are now.
Yeah, you're right. Still,
look at this one here. It's like deleted 2024. Like people, because he's been playing for a while. You know, he played his first game for you. Was it not like first season against United, Europa League final?
In the final, yeah.
Yeah, but he was unbelievable that day, man. Yeah. I big up David G. He says, I like Gahey, but don't want him. He's 6 foot, and Lisandro is 5'7". No, he's 5'9", I think, or 5'8". I don't think he's 5'7".
Yeah, but listen. But how many?
That's irrelevant, bro. I can't lie.
But how many people? That to me, like that's just not buying a player because he's not tall. That's just crazy.
Yeah,
he's got agility to get off, man.
I just hope, and I'll speak from a sports perspective, and from an athlete's perspective. If literally, bro, if your power to weight ratio is good, and I mean you're moving your body, your weight around, i.e. football terms, specifically speaking, if you can get off the floor, bro, and you have the IQ to time it, bro, your height it means absolute niche, but it don't matter. Because we've seen Lisandro Martinez bully Haaland, who's 6'3" doing his thing. We've seen my man get off the ground, win clear headers. Even Lindelof has got a spring in his step. I promise you guys, height is nothing. I've seen Peter Crouch score headers, but can my man get off the floor? No. Man's got weight in his feet, bro. He probably jumps an extra 2 inches. Now he doesn't need it because he's high, yes. But again, if you can move your body and get off the floor and time it with the right IQ, big up Rhino, man.
Rhino, where you at, man?
You can do that, bro.
You in the van, bro?
I'm on a little trip. I'm on a little trip.
Come on.
Rhino got the new backdrop and that, bro. Sick.
Come on.
When my phone charges.
Let's go. But what were you saying, Rhino, bro? With the whole centre back situation, we just speak about the Ligt and that. He's 24, innit? He's 24.
24.
Like, yeah. Would you do it, even though Flawless has said he comes with a reputation and is moving a bit mad? If he's adding pressure to him in this situation, or do you go get someone similar to his profile with no reputation, may get him for the same price? What are you saying?
To be honest, I'm just on this whatever makes sense for the club. I know it's such an easy answer.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, you don't want to take that risk of anything. We're starting a clean slate, so the people that we're bringing into the club, we need to, make sure that they all got the right personalities and the right character. Because, the players that we have, a lot of these players we have don't have the right mentality. So I think if we have players that can focus on their mentality and football first, irregardless, what did they say about him? What's wrong with his
No, there's nothing wrong with him. It's just okay. Basically, we spoke about the different centre backs. Sorry, I feel like I'm hosting here. But just quickly, we speak about different centre backs, and obviously them talking about Gay and that Brentwaite and all of this, and it's led to the other rumours of basically we've gone from saying there are other centre backs that we could go and get, and now we're just speaking on other centre backs that we've been linked to. I raised the Ligt situation, so that's just where we're at. But yeah, anything on any of the centre backs, bro, to catch up with, it's cool.
This one here, what's mad? Just to carry on there.
Yeah.
You're right in that aspect. You want to go for the things that make sense. That's what I'm saying there. Fair play to the G for mentioning that. But go ahead, Rhino.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like, I don't know, I'm hearing all of this palaver with Todibo and the UEFA and all of this stuff. Like, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think to myself, like, when INEOS were buying their percentage, they surely must have done their due diligence to, make sure these situations don't happen. Better still, they should have at least checked that before even going in for him. But then again, we don't know how concrete it is. Did they really go in for him? Are they really talking? Because what we've realized with INEOS, there's been a lot of paper talk, but a lot of it's been wrong. We thought Ten Hag was going. Ten Hag stayed. You know what I'm saying? obviously maybe that was a last minute change of decision, but yeah, I just don't know. It's so hard right now because I feel like they keeping everything under wraps and it's good, but they just need to just do their job and get in the people that make sense. And if we can get to Todibo, I like his profile from what I've seen. I like the way he plays up from the back. He looks like he's good on the ball as well. We need somebody. We need at least 3 Martinez's, people that want to come and receive the ball. You feel me? Because that's one problem. We don't build from the back. Let alone worrying about the second phase. We need to worry about the first phase as well. So definitely, I think, yeah, man, we need to get at least, I think we need 2 centre backs. I think we need 2.
You right?
Obviously, I think who was we looking at as well? Was looking at the people are saying Branthwaite as well, talking about Branthwaite as well. I don't really know much about him. I know obviously he's tall, he's quite good in the air. He seems like a quite mobile person as well, and it's better than what we have. So right now we just need to get the profiles. We need to. I remember I said this months ago. Let's just set the foundation right. Get everyone get all the right pieces of the puzzle, and then we can build on the quality from there. So whoever can just do the job for now, so at least we can establish a system and a way moving forward, and then from there we just start working on the quality still. Yeah.
Big up,
David.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. Big up, David. He says, I don't want any centre back from the Prem as we'll be charged an extra 20.
That ties into what we've been talking about in regards to being willing to walk away from deals. Yes, look into the Premier League and see what the price is, because we might actually be able to strike a deal, because clubs know, all right, Manchester United are now not going to overprice whoever it's Branthwaite, whether it's Grahey, whether it's something else. And with the height thing as well, just because you're tall doesn't necessarily mean you're good in the air. That's another myth. You can be 6'5" and mediocre in the air. You can be 6 foot flat and exceptional in the air. We see it with Varane. Varane's only 6'2". Varane is exceptional in the air.
Even look at Højlund. Højlund doesn't seem good in the air.
Man, you're tall for no reason.
Don't get it twisted. We're not sitting here saying, "Oh, we only want people that are 5'5", 5'6". We're not saying that. Do you know what I mean? Not them girls trying to pose for flipping short men. We're not doing that. We're just saying it's not that deep if a man comes in at 5'8". That's what we're saying. Do you know what I mean?
Short lives matter, man. They say short lives matter.
In this case, all lives matter. In this case, when it comes to height, all lives matter.
How tall was? I'm going back and I'm showing my age now. But how tall was Cannavaro and Puyol and them, man?
5'8".
Cannavaro was an exception, though, man. He was
5'8". He was 5'8". You know, Cannavaro.
About 5'5", 5'6". He wasn't.
And Cannavaro, and he's one of the best centre backs we've ever seen.
I remember him on FIFA. Him on FIFA was crazy.
Let's bring it back to 2022-23. Lisandro Martinez signs. The whole media tried it with the height thing. They even did graphs and everything. Science and maths lessons on Sky Sports. My man bodied a couple people. No one ever mentioned height again. Let's not do this, bro. It's not that deep. It's really not.
100%. Big up Nedu.
Do you know what it is though, Saeed? Though, sorry to even cut you off. I don't believe in the Grahey links. I don't believe it.
I don't
Every time England play or we play a team and then their players perform against us, they perform well when we're linked to them. Oh, Gay played good with England. Oh, we're linked to them. But I don't believe
we sell money. That's why we sell. We sell in the papers, man, and obviously online as well. You want to hear that, man? What's everyone saying about Rabiot, man? Let me just read this quickly. Big Man United 2024 pursuing Gerard Branthwaite and effing Gahey. What the fuck have we become? The standards of my club is in the mud. Nedu, man. Bro, like, these are not bad centre-backs, bro. They're not bad.
Nedu, what do you want? We can't get everything star straight away.
Nedu just wants big names like it's FIFA, bro.
Bro, but the thing is, I know Nedu watches a lot of like clubs in Europe or whatnot, but I don't think they're that bad. Joey, I think maybe people are thinking about maybe he's similar to Maguire, but I don't think he's similar to Maguire. I really don't. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes, because imagine Gahey was called Gaheri or something like that, like he would sound better. Or Branthwaite. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't called.
He's right, though.
One more time.
Duolingo, man. Get the Duolingo up, Saeed.
Duolingo. He was called Gaheri. It would sound nice.
Gaheri, you know.
Gaheri. It's like this Calafori guy, man. People that watched him one season, Calafori. You know what I mean? Like he's the next kind of Leicester.
Yo, is that pizza?
That's a pretty good Italian accent, to be honest.
It's
That's
not bad.
pretty
It's not bad.
good, yo.
Right, you know what's mad, yeah? Just a side subject, but quick one. I got a brother who I'm working with downstairs. He's Italian. He's the exchange student, but my man looks like Bruno, bro. Let me know in the comments if you want me to go get his face online.
Yeah. Bring him, man.
Let me go see what going.
Tell him
he's a Torino fan as well, and he's actually legit Italian. Like, he gets pissed off at the smallest things, bro. My man was trying to flip in while in an athletics tape, a measuring tape, bro. My man dashed it on the floor, bro, like cussing in Italian. Like, relax. Let me go get him, though. He looks like Bruno, I promise.
Yeah.
Let me just get this.
He's here.
Hey?
Come on. Wait.
Yeah,
wait. There you go. Just say hi to the man then, bro. Bruno.
Yeah, looks like Bruno.
Oh, no, it was Bruno history.
Yo,
There you
Bruno,
go. Yeah,
Oh, you're mocking it.
Yeah, I know.
There you go. I told you, like, the original Italian, bro. Like, it's mad. My man had the Greg's pizza earlier, bro, and yeah.
It's getting quiet, like shy. Tell him about Italy, though. What's Italy going to do in the Euros? Are they going to do well? Ask him.
Yeah, he's asking. Yeah, Italy in the Euros.
First match was we didn't start well. We didn't start well at all. But then the first half, I saw a good reaction of all the players. Then we struggled to manage because I think that that Albania is not the best team in the Euro, and we risked to take the 2-2. So I didn't like the second half, but I really love the reaction after, you take a goal after 30 seconds and then you have a good reaction. So yeah.
And do you believe Italy gonna win Euros 2024?
No.
Bro, you're not Italian, bro. Go, bro.
No.
Coming on. Tell him it's coming on, man. Tell him it's coming on.
It's true.
It's coming on. But yeah, nah, big up, man. Big up his name, man. I don't know his name, but big up to him, man. Do you know what I mean? But nah, I think for me, yeah, like, I don't know where's everybody coming out with this here? Man, Adrian Rabiot is stalling a new contract at Juventus because he's waiting his night.
Or do we get linked to this guy? It seems like every summer.
Every summer, man. He's
every
like
summer. It seems Rabiot.
He's like the new Schneider.
He is the new Schneider, yo. He's the new Schneider, man. I feel like we get linked to him. It's been 3 summers now. I can remember there's been links to Rabiot.
Bro.
Like, that's what it is.
Bro, every summer we're linked with him, man. I'm like, broski, like, allow it, man. We don't want him, bro.
You just using us to
get
deal, man. Agent Paul,
allow it, man.
Out there.
Man's twerking
this
every
Rabiot
summer.
thing, it needs to stop, man, as well. Like, do you know what it is? Like if he was the right profile, I wouldn't complain, to be honest. I'm on this profile thing right now. I'm trying to even get. I watched you and Musa earlier, Saeed. Like, Musa was like he's giving Ten Hag a second chance, and I'm kind of on that vibe though. Like, I feel like, you get me, first few games, man's gonna watch hard. Like, let's see what's going on. But I don't know. I just don't have faith though. I want to believe in the process because man has to change our mentality the best we can. Fair enough, the Glazers are still here and things haven't changed as much, but there's a lot that has changed. You feel me? But I don't know. I haven't been in the loop, but do we even know the proper reason? Obviously, they're saying that there wasn't a lot of options, but do we know any other reasons why they decided to keep Ten Hag? And have you not heard anything else?
I think, to be honest with you, from what I kind of gather, it's like they looked at other managers and then they just came back to the decision of, you know what, we're going to keep you for now, but things have to improve. Like, they were visibly watching him and seeing him and said, yo, you're not the right fit. Obviously, they failed in that attempt and they've come back to Ten Hag. He obviously is in that kind of mode of, yeah, cool, I'm not asked. Other managers would have took it a bit differently, but he's used it in a way that, all right, cool, say no more. I'm the manager anyway. I've got a contract here. It's not as if I want to leave anyway. So he's kind of taking it in the right way anyway. He's kind of brushed it off. But I believe, for me, they're still going to wait until around October time. And then if they don't see improvement then they'll look towards maybe that he'll be in trouble. But for now, I can't lie to you, man. I think for me, he's just kind of there. He's just there, innit? Yeah. We're gonna see what the contract's saying. But contract is like, they have to give the contract anyway. Contract's a contract, bro. Like, it really don't mean anything in reality in football terms anyway nowadays, man.
They got to change the terms anyway, because obviously I know he's been demoted down from manager to head coach and stuff like that. So, and obviously all of the veto power and stuff he had, that's going to change. But what's interesting for me is the fact that it's taken a while. So that means Ten Hag's side is kind of battling certain things as well. There's a bit of resistance there still. So Interesting, but yeah, man. Right now, INEOS, if they're gonna make this decision for me, they just need to get the people that are gonna make this work. If not, then what was the point? You feel me? It's showing incompetence still. Well, my audio's low. Let me turn it up a bit.
Yeah. And this news as well. What's it called? My man Santi about.
Is that better now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam, I could hear you clear anyway.
I could hear you.
Okay.
Maybe it might not come across on the YouTube as much, man.
Yeah, my signal's not good. We got some news
about
Elise.
Apparently, United don't want to trigger. Man United is not ready to trigger the release clause around 70 million euros for Michael Elise. Man United is exploring different possibilities to make the deal happen. Chelsea are ready to trigger the release clause. They are the front runners at the moment. They are pushing hard. Key days, man. Boy. Like, you know what it is? At the start of summer, I think everybody was on Elise. Like, Flawless, are you like bothered? Like, if you miss out on him, like, is it gonna hurt you as much?
It depends. It depends on what the plan is, and it ties back into what we said at the start of the show. And I've been talking about. I mentioned about profiles over names. Is Elise a bad boy? Right? Absolutely. I rate Elise highly. I think he is a quality player, no doubt about it. But if Manchester United decide not to go for him for the price, I think that's cheap, to be honest. Because we're saying 60 million, which I think he's well worth. 60 million.
Well worth.
If United decide against it, what is the backup to that? Like, for instance, I know we've been linked with the Kudos, for example. The next winger we get linked to, or whoever we should go and sign, should have similar traits to Elise. Because then that goes to show that as actually a plan. The next right winger we look at shouldn't be a touchline right-footed winger. Because then it's like, that makes no type of sense. You went in for Elise, now you've gone for something that is the complete opposite. There should be some form of similarities. Because like Elise and Diallo, for example, those two not only do I think are good players, there's also similarities between the two of them out there.
Yeah.
That's good competition out there.
That's what I was going to say,
yeah. So it's like with Elise, it would be a miss, but what is the plan B? What's the plan C? What's the plans after that? He shouldn't be just Elise. It should be multiple. Boy.
Unless for us, maybe like you said, if they got a plan, like, you know what, cool. Because I heard talks about how Ahmad is staying and stuff, and how they value him as an important player. So maybe Ahmad on the right, Elise in the 10, and then I don't know what's happening with Sancho on the left or something. That would be nice.
It ties into options because I like that. If we were to get an Elise, then Elise and Diallo for the right wing is where you want competition for places. And you mentioned it there. Elise is capable of playing central. Diallo's to me is capable of playing central as well. And to the other chat, to that last chat, you said Kudos. I was just using him as an example, as a name. Again, profile. I'm not stuck on names. Yes, you can say you'd ask me, what do you think of quality? We're taking for that price. I think it's a steal personally. However, if they don't go and get him because they think the price is too high, cool. Yeah. Go and get somebody else again who is of the profile of Elise.
You see Turkey. He just apparently PSG put in a 15 million bid for Turkey, man. He plays for Lyon. I don't know if you guys know about Turkey, but he's
so we can sign Turkey and Turkey. Is that what we're saying?
That's the one.
All right.
No, I'm saying there's profiles out there that are, you know what I mean? You got Jezri Doué, you got Jerky, you got so many kind of like inside kind of forwards, you know what I mean? Like I feel like there's a lot of marketing there. Pedro Neto, you know what I mean? Like it's
you guys feel like we need a left winger more than a right winger though?
To me, both.
But if we had to prioritize and put Ahmad on the right, we definitely need that. Like obviously we've got I don't think we've got a good left winger, to be quite fair, if we have to be honest.
I hear you, but then that ties back into the system and just having a left winger. Have someone who's just serviceable out there. Just be competent. You don't necessarily have to be exceptional about it. Kaneki is okay. All right. So that's where I'm at with it, because to me the priority should be central. The spine of the team. Your centre backs, your midfielders, both defensive and attacking and striker. And then you go from there. But I don't know how they're looking at it, because it seems a lot of players are being, obviously we lost Varane, and then we got other players who are being linked with moves away, whether it's a Lindelof. Saeed mentioned it at the start with Bruno. We know Martial's left as well. So our squad was already shot with these players here, and now we've lost them. So now it's like, what we going to do?
Yeah, facts. It's like, what we going to do now? It's true, man, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think for me, that whole idea now of if United just kind of chasing players for the sake of it, like, come on, we have to stop that, man.
It'll be jazz.
You know what I mean?
And Red United, big up Ivorian as well. Do you know what it is? Do you know why I feel like, in my opinion, we need a left winger? Because if you look at it, Garnacho plays better on the right if we're going to use him. We've got Ahmad. You know, maybe if you put Ante in a good system, you might get better from him. We haven't really seen no one flourish in our current squad on the left. Obviously, Rashford has his moments. Garnacho last season was good on the left a bit, but there's not been no one that's kind of, you know, done the mad thing on the left. So I feel like if we was to get a left winger and then put someone like Ahmad on the right, maybe get another 10 and then build centrally as well. Obviously, centre backs and then a DM and whatever. Yeah, I think but we don't know. We don't even know how we're playing, man. We don't even know what we're doing.
Sorry, Rano. You're done, bro.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, my bad, bro.
My thing might be lagging a bit still, so but yeah, go on.
Okay. I thought you finished sentence. My bad. Yeah. I was gonna just topple on what you're saying, basically, in that there are so many issues within our team, and areas of weakness, shall we say, regardless of profiles. There's so many basic fundamentals that are wrong with our. How can I put our depth? I'm going to say depth because as a whole, we don't have enough depth in all the positions, even if everyone was fit, and even if the profiles are accurate. So I think outgoings are going to be more important because the types of outgoings that we make and the type of deals we do, the money we recoup, we've then got to kind of use a bit of that, but have about 5 million left over from every sale that we have, even including the wages. So let's say Martial was on 200, whatever, you're looking at between 10 and 15, 16 mil a year. Those things there as well. You need to at least have some money from every. Yes, Tomine.
That just added 5 million onto his transfer value. Let's go, man.
You don't know already. There we go. But yeah, we need those outgoings more than we do incomings, because the money that we make, in my opinion, if it's used correctly, we should be able to cover the profiles that all you guys are talking about. And then the wage bill itself, and people don't talk about the wage bill, they always talk about net spend, but the wage bill is also important because you're saving millions, literally 10 to 16 million, depending on who you're getting rid of. We got rid of Varane. Casemiro looks like he may be on the way out. Martial's gone. Sancho's out the door. Like, respectfully, that is a lot of money from the wages. So we could easily put that back into profiles. But the last thing I will say, and I'll say, like I said from the season before, my biggest issue is that we don't have clinical forwards.
No,
we've created. There's so many times this season where yes, we haven't performed well, but we've created enough to have a big opportunity to score, and they've absolutely flopped in the last third. For me, if you're not clinical enough, it doesn't matter what style of football we play. Whether we have 70% possession every game, we make chances. If we can't put the ball in the back of the net, to me, it makes no point, because you're still going to look at finishing 8th and you're going to struggle. I want to see clinical forwards at that club, bro. I can't even lie.
It's so true that, when you deep it, like the forward line, Rashford got a huge chunk of the goals last season. Garnacho got 10 goals and 5 assists. Do you know what I mean?
And we can't rely on the youths though, Saeed.
You can't rely on the youths, man. Do you know what I mean? There's too much relying on the youths, man. Do you know what I mean, bro? Like, it's a joke.
No, 100%, man. 100%. I agree with you guys. Sorry if I'm lagging again, but
no, you're good,
bro. We need goals, man. So, like Florida said as well, if we can build a spine and then focus on getting a good system where our wingers are contributing, if we can get even our wingers to start scoring more goals, it'll be great, man. It'll be good, man. We need to score more goals, man.
Hey, Rhino, ask Leon about his gymnastics, please. He's been shy.
This guy's funny. Also, the Mason Greenwood thing as well. I don't know if you've seen it, but Juventus, Man United want 40 million, but Juventus have bidded around about 34 million with add-ons. They're offering him, Lazio offered 34 million. Juventus are offering Greenwood 100 grand a week, 3-year contract, man. I think we should start a little bidding war, man. I'll be honest with you.
Might as well.
Yeah,
if they're starting that low, they're definitely willing to go higher, though.
Bro, like at least 40, 50 million? I think it should go up to there, man. Do you know what I mean? At least in that bracket. But I guess the main priority for United is to get rid of him, innit? That's the main thing that United are looking for at the minute. But I suppose
40 million, given the reputation. If my man didn't have the unfortunate situation of what was going on, no one here is saying less than 100 million. That's a fact. Sadly, his brand is tarnished. And we don't need to get into it, but that's the state of where he's at. So yes, we need to recoup money for the talent and everything else, but at the same time, clearly Man United want to maintain their brand and start fresh. So 40 million, in my opinion, is a very, very fair deal to take. And if they do 34 with add-ons and it's goals or trophies, when I don't know how they're going to do it, I would snap their hand off, because 100k for Greenwood, he should be clapping to God saying, "Yo, fair play, bro. 100 grand. You give me a chance." Like I don't listen. I don't wish bad on the kid. I really don't. I just don't want him to eat at Man United's table. I think that's a privilege that should be reintroduced back into the football world, where it's a privilege to put that shirt on and represent. And then that's just me as a brand in it. So I want it the same with Sancho. I want them to go out and smash their career, bro. I don't wish bad on nobody. But as far as Manchester United is concerned, as a Man United fan, I speak for myself, maybe for others. Like we don't need no drama at Man United anymore, bro. No matter what it looks like, because the media love it, man. Rival fans.
Neji, quick question on what you said. Yeah, what you said is true, because obviously the branding right now of him is at a low. But don't you feel like, it's just a random question I'm thinking, don't you feel like realistically they should just be paying for who he is, and then like, do you think they're gonna factor that in when they're buying him, in terms of, because think about it like this: if his brand is so bad and they're gonna get him for the low, and it's still going to affect them if he's that bad, you know what I mean? So surely you must be able to still tell them, look, once you get him and pattern the brand, bruv, that's I feel like even personally it should be at least 50-60 still.
You know what, Ryan?
Yeah.
I side with it, and I'm not saying this from a different from a sense of disagreeing, because I actually agree with you. But I'm saying on what I believe the reality of the situation is. Manchester United is bigger than other clubs. So when we go into the market, and this is any player, an observation, when we go into the market with any team, it's Man United player this, we're going to try to get my man on the cheap as we can, and it is what it is. If we were, and no disrespect, but if this was West Ham, they're probably taking 60-70 million for my man. Sorry. Yeah, they're probably taking 60-70 million if this was West Ham, because they again, the brand isn't a factor. But Manchester United, they're saying, okay, cool, you want to maintain your brand and do your thing? Cool, 40 million. There you go. I just think it's a club situation because of who we are, as opposed to the facts of what you're actually talking. Because I agree with you.
And even then as well, 1 year left on his contract. That's true. Someone said in the chat.
Okay, there you go. As well. Yeah. So
No, I hear that, man. It's one of them where you get me. Like, I think even the Sancho situation as well. Dortmund ain't got no money, bro. They're selling them. They're not even going to buy that Matson guy, you know. Because now Matson's gone to Villa.
Don't get me started on these.
You man seen it? Do you man see it? Matson's going to Villa.
Yeah, Matson's going.
Is it?
Yeah, Dortmund been that way though.
35 million.
Swear.
They've been a selling club, Dortmund. That's their model. Sign players cheap and then sell them on for big money. Yeah, that's what they do.
Villa get some low-key kind of decent signings, you know.
Yeah, man.
It's a smart signing for them. And I just seen the McTominay goal as well. Took a big deflection.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, big deflection.
Big deflection. It's a proper Scottish goal, bro.
The later was cut back and then he struck it with his left foot. But I think the keeper was going to save it. And then the defender stuck his leg out and it's gone in.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you know it is with Dortmund, bro. Like I know with like gal analogies in it, but I think it's quite accurate, bro. Do you know, like when a girl thinks it's how can I put it? I'm gonna try to be respectful.
This gonna be good.
Yeah, no, it's not. I just don't. You know me.
The analogies good. The analogies
good. You know it is. You know it's flawless. Yeah, as long as him and Leon are not talking about dinner and napkins, it's fine.
Hey, let me
Yo, Ryan was big the whole thing up, man. Love it, man.
Hey, that could be that.
That mad thing, man.
I'm hoping that was a conversation.
Yo, Mandem.
Yo,
Saeed.
Yeah.
Keeps happening. Look. All people for the Mandem talk. You know what I mean? Keep
come on.
Everywhere, man.
Man said napkins on a live. No, we're not.
Big up, man.
We're not opening up the floor for the panel to have a talk about napkins. We're not doing that.
Yo, that's the
bro. Don't man use napkins.
You know what?
On dinner time, bro. When you're going to a nice restaurant.
What's the analogy? Move on. We're not even talking about Dortmund. No.
Nice.
Rhino, man. You've been waiting for time to drop that bomb, bro.
Yo, man says 16 out of 10 right pause.
Yeah, you have to use clean napkins on them.
What are they pausing though? They don't know what they're pausing. They're just assuming.
Napkins all I'm saying, man, them is the napkins have to be clean, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's important, man. That's all I'm saying, man. Neat up.
Nah, it's crazy. But going back to that, someone asked there, why did Chelsea are able to send off their dev players for big money while United struggle? Bro, it's
Because we don't negotiate well. Like I don't know why people are surprised by this. We don't buy well and we don't sell well. We literally have spoken on this show and many other shows for years now about Manchester United tax. Manchester United tax is a thing because of Manchester United. People know we will pay extra. So if we don't buy well, what makes people think we're going to sell well? We just negotiate terribly overall. Now, could that change with INEOS because it's new? Yes, we'll see. We don't have any evidence yet to suggest because we've not.
So talk the mic. Quick question, Flawless.
Yeah, go on.
Just because I want to carry on and hear what you're saying.
Cool.
You just triggered a thought. Didn't Everton say something about Brentford saying the reason that they want more is because they know Man United will pay? Or was that just a rumor? Was that not? Did that not come out?
I don't even. You know what?
I
just
read
don't
that.
even class that as a rumor. Whether you read it or not, to me, I think that's common sense.
Yeah. I feel like that they've used that as a bargaining tool.
I looked at it. If I am a selling club and Manchester United come in for one of my players, automatically, depending on, I'm adding money on. So if it's a small fee, I'm adding 10 million on. If it's a bigger fee, let's say it's 50, 60 million, I'm adding 20 million on. Because I've seen them do this before. So people see Manchester United coming a mile off, like, all right, United, they're in town. Okay, let's bump up the price because we know they'll spend it. And that's why it ties back into what we were saying earlier with Bramthwaite and what OG was saying, what Nuruddin was saying, was walking away from deals. So let's set that. And I've said this, set the price. Our price is 50 million for him. Don't go above that. We watch City do it. That's why people don't take City for a ride.
You're right.
They went in for like they don't like a Cucurella. Like they went in for Cucurella. The Brighton wanted too much. They stuck away from that Rice. Both of them two deals happened this past summer. You have to have your price and stick to it. So yeah, that's how I look at it. Yeah.
Let me just add something to this because I've been a bit ghosted because we're just working at the moment. But I think Flawless has hit the nail on the head. For me, it's a case of mixing those players that, like, I like that Xerxes kid, Xerxes or whatever his name is.
Yeah, he's the one. He's the one. Yeah.
But I also think it's about mixing like the deals where you can get them 15, 20 million pound ballers, because at the end of the day, we're not gonna get everything we want in one window, and we have to set the precedent now moving forward for other windows, like Flawless is saying. The only alternative when you spend more money, so we spend a 30, 40, 50 million pounds, maybe 60, is if you've profiled the player right and you know that it's somebody that could play either under multiple managers or is a key position where it's a good deal that you take it at the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, can any of us think of a player that if it came up now for like 50, 60 million quid, you couldn't say no to?
You're basically saying a special players you look at and go, oh, he's a special
let's just say there was a DM and it was like a great DM that could play under loads of managers, and we go, boom, let's get him or a striker. Like, if they said to us 50 million for Tony and we identified it as it fits in with what we're building, do you know what I mean? But then there's other positions where there's loads of players. Like maybe a left back right now, you might spend more on a left back this season, but you might not spend as much on a centre back. Do you know where I'm coming from? So
you know the frustration. Sorry, go on, Flawless.
No, I was just going to say quickly what he did, like in regards to the Fabrizio Romano tweet, and that is the fact that that's out there is just it just shows how bad Manchester United have negotiated and why we need to put our foot down. Because if we go and spend big money for it, we have to let them know, hey, we ain't that no more. You gotta treat us right. Like that's just what it is. To this, never mind. I was gonna make a yell analogy, but I won't go there. But
I heard it.
You know where
he's right.
You knew where I was gonna go in it, but I'm not gonna go there. But you might know exactly. Everyone collectively knew what I was gonna say, so that's where it's from. Because then, if we do it with Bramthwaite, next time we want a player from Everton, they'll do the same, and other clubs will do the same. Put your foot down.
Can I just add one thing to what you're saying, Flawless? The other thing as well is when I watched that, I can't say his name. It's Xerxes.
Xerxes.
Yeah.
Xerxes. When I watched the profile of him, when I seen that, obviously I'm not going to come on here and say I'm an expert because I watched a few comps. I just got an idea of what kind of player he is. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
What a goal!
Oh, what Bango?
What a mistake, though!
What Scotland again?
Shaqiri.
What a mistake!
Shaqiri does it all the time. There you go.
Yeah, big
mistake. Bad mistake.
With a kid like that, with his profile, when I watched it, he looked like someone to me that could play across the front line, but also play in a two with another striker. So he's quite a valuable person that you can move around the team, because some of the players we've bought in the past have only fitted one position. And it's quite frustrating because we buy these players and we're like, you can only play in one system, one position, and we get stuck with them, don't we? Like, so I think it's important that when we do identify the right player, he can, like that kid looks like he can play in a two of Hoyland. He looks like he can play on either wing for me.
Yeah, and
he looks like he can add different. Is his hold-up play as good as Martial? No, but he's still got little attributes there. Yeah,
he's got the attributes of what Martial could do. The hold-up play, the give and go, the link up play. You know what I mean? The kind of, he hasn't got the blistering pace that Martial once had. You know that blistering pace where he would just
that spot.
He's not a guy that can skip past 1,000 man, but he's a man that can drop the shoulder a little bit more, like dropping the shoulder kind of type, rather than someone who's going to run in behind like a Hoyland. But you need different profiles, man. We can't be having the same sort of player.
Exactly.
You can't, man. You can't have
fair,
everyone.
we had thinking that like at United. And again, this is me growing up. I may be talking out of term here if there's anyone older than me, significant. But for me, I've always looked at United strikers and defenders in the same realm as a sense of you have to do more than just score goals and defend if you're going to wear United
100%
at the back or the front. Like you have to have attributes that are pretty much level with everyone else on the pitch for you to be called a Man United striker or Man United defender. That's just been me all day. So when we had Lukaku and that, he's probably an instinct player where he bags goals on instinct. When he's got time to think, he's dead. Anything else, he can't do to the level that I believe was Manchester United quality. So already, like, you have to have them different attributes as you're talking about as a player. Whether they're there or not straight away, yes, Man United aren't in a situation where we're competing and challenging. So there's a bit of time where you can adapt and you know, develop, shall we say. He's got some time to develop where we won't be too tough on him. However, you've got to have other attributes to your game if you're not scoring goals, bro. At Manchester United, that's important. Do you know what I mean? Like, and if you're talking about Marman hasn't got the pace, cool. Neither did Berbatov. Chicharito was fast off the mark, but didn't have sustained pace. But they all had something where if they weren't bagging goals, they're doing something on the pitch that would allow us to score. And that's what I want to see in any striker profile at United, man. I can't lie.
Facts, 100%. Like, it's okay not to be the most horrific, but do you make the players up the park or up front better? Do you play to their attributes? Do you bring them into the game? Is your first touch good? Do you hold up the play? Can you go down the channel? Do you know what I mean? All these different attributes, not just signing somebody, try to hijack him. If you're not being, that's what Chelsea do, man. We leave that to Chelsea. Hold tight, Lewis.
Yeah, it's true.
Carefully, Lewis. That's what Chelsea do. Chelsea buy players that they don't even have a clue about what they are, who they are. So for me, this United trying to hijack Sergei, I'm like, listen, if you're not scouted him, if you've not done the work, why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? You don't even know the players' attributes properly. Why are you doing it? And you know what I mean? I'm sick of like we have
Ten Hag likes him as well.
Forget that. Forget that. I'm not asked what Ten Hag likes. He can fuck off, man. I'm not here for that.
Oh, you know, I feel it. You know, Brad said he can fuck off. I hear you, man. Bro. I hear you, but that's what I hear about Xerxes. I've not watched him. I'm gonna lie. I'm literally just going off what people who I've spoke to have mentioned it and said he is a good link-up player, and that's his game. He can play as a false 9, 10/ a link-up play. So, but he needs players around him to facilitate, because that's been the biggest issue with our team is that if you're an attacker and you are not good in isolation, you will struggle. You will struggle. That's just what it is. So we need to, a system that helps with that, but also players who are good in isolation as well. There has to be a mix of everything, but this ties into we're gonna find out though. This summer will tell us all in regards to the transfer window about incomings, also outgoings from the team as well. And will a system be implemented, or is it the same where we're just signing players because they're talented?
Yeah, it's true. You know, man. You know what I mean? But like I said, I like that. I like that signing, man. Zerki, man. I think for me, it just depends on whether this is like a smokescreen for AC Milan, and just, you know, when you're just like you're part of a transfer, but it's like you're never really in control of it. Do you know what I mean? You don't want that, do you? You don't want that situation where you know AC Milan are the ones that are getting it. You know what I mean? You want to be able to be the one that's in the front runner and the one that's in control of the transfer.
You want to be the one where the kid wants to come to your club.
Yeah, you want to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But this is the thing though, like Saeed, there could be two things on an angle where you look at it and go, the player may appreciate both clubs, but then their lasting factor is maybe, oh, you know what, my gramps supported AC Milan. Or it could be more football related and go, I don't think that Manchester United, as much as I love them right now, are ready to help me develop. Let's say that's the reason. Therefore, we've lost out from a fair point. Do you know, it's not like we weren't there first or we didn't do the due diligence, shall we say, to get the job done. There's going to be factors out there that happen where we haven't got control over it. And this is what I was saying to you. When Man United are under pressure, and there's a situation, this is when I can start judging INEOS. Because for me, well, judging with more critique, shall I say? Because like I said, what I'm seeing at the moment is the right things that they're doing. And I'll give a small girl analogy. You know when a girl's been mistreated by a bare man, but then she meets the man for the first time who actually opens up a door. Like, she looks at my man like he's God, bro. Bro, all I've done is open the door for you. Do you know what I mean? Sadly, that's Man United. Do you know what I mean? We can't get giddy like that, bro. We can't. Ross, Rhino, bro. Man's setting up.
Rhino, you in the
let me
beat?
shut up, bro. Spit flames, bro. I want to hear bars right now.
Trick,
Bars.
we're out here.
I know you got bars, isn't it?
Why
man,
does
He's got
Rhino,
bars.
why does
He's
Rhino
got
look like
bars.
he's in the
What's
thingy?
that?
He's in the
Rhino,
Rhino's got bars.
16.
Man's in the traveller side.
I want to hear 16,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying?
Are you saying like
What's that, bro?
new freestyle session? Yeah.
Yeah, man, freestyle.
Man's gone from Turkey background settings to now curfew. Look at him.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Let's go.
Nice beach. You know, you feel me?
Oh, drop bars then. We're waiting, bro.
Yo, I figured it
Yeah,
out, man.
I'm
Rhino's
sorry.
the agent, the AC Milan agent. That's trying to play us up.
Yeah, he's working on the deal. Man like Ryan's working on the deal, yeah?
Fire in the booth, someone said. Let's
With a
go,
wine
man.
glass, come on.
I wish I had my decks, bro.
Come
Nah,
on.
don't worry,
Drop
man.
beats for
The music's loaded, man. We've got a new single dropping tomorrow, so just
Big
look
up.
Is
out
it
for
you,
that.
yeah?
Nah, not me. One of my.
Nah,
one
don't
of my-
lie, bro.
my-
Hey, Leon. You know Rhino's on the R&B thing as well. Don't lie. We know he's on the R&B thing.
R&B smooth.
Yeah, bro. We heard you sing, bro. We heard you.
Yo,
Yeah,
Neji,
tell
this
the
is a
people,
football
man.
stream. Neji, relax. It's a
It's a-
football stream. Relax.
Tell the people.
But listen,
though, man.
Mandem, yeah. What I
Talent,
wanted to
bro.
say what I wanted to say on the profiles is, yeah, who do we think are the key positions that? So let's just say like you had two different transfer strategies, yeah. You had a strategy where you go right, I'll spend
Shit. Camera drop.
free agent or I'll spend up to 20 million on a player, and then another strategy where you go right, I would actually spend big bucks on getting this position. What are the key positions? Would you guys say striker, CDM, centre back? What would you, Nuruddin?
For
For me,
like you said,
I'll go first. Two centre backs, a left back, striker,
Oh yeah, left back, yeah.
and then a two midfielders. So that would be mine.
Nuruddin, what are you
Personally.
saying?
I agree. I agree with that. I think a left back, a solid. To me, left back is so important, man.
Yeah.
I need to say, it's out to Luke Shaw, once and for all.
Yeah, real talk.
And I need a certified. To me, if I was going to spend any money, I would get a really good, decent left back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well,
What would you sacrifice for centre back or a midfielder for that?
No, I wouldn't. But if you said to me this summer, I'll get you once. No, I need 3 defenders, bro.
I
don't want to
think
give
you're
my
right,
guy
Nuruddin.
any
I think
excuses.
2 midfielders is really key, you know, the right one.
Yeah.
I can't even lie, boys. Like, respectfully, he's going to have to dip into the youth because the sacrifices are going to have to come from that. Like, it's going to have to be a case of the left back. Is it Armas or Abbas, what his name is?
Amas, yeah.
Yeah, like he may have to try and be the next Kobe or Garnacho in terms of the youth coming through because financially we ain't going to be able to do that unless we get the right sales. But at the same time, I hear all the we need centre backs, we need midfielders, which we do.
Yeah.
But we cannot avoid a second season where we don't have clinical finishers and clinical passes in the final. We can't avoid that because all that sounds good, but then technically you're setting up to have a defense. You're setting up to have a defense where you then got no clinical edge up front. So let's say, for example, you get the style of football you want, Leon. Let's say, for example, you get the midfield that you want, and we're playing ball and look sick. If you man need 6 to 10 chances to bag one, I'm sorry, we ain't winning nothing anytime soon.
Yeah, but where does the
style of
balance
football
come
goes
with
out the way
coaching there?
because you don't go and get the result. We
Where does
need
the balance
bags,
come
man,
with-
bro.
No, Neji, where does the balance come with coaching? Because I'm not going to lie to you. If you turn around to me and you said you can have 2 midfielders, you can have a centre back, a left back, and I'll give you Memphis Depay for 1 season or half a season, I'll take that if the guy's going to coach you better.
Put it this way,
I'll take
Leon.
that.
Put it this way. We'll definitely differ on this opinion, but trust in that I'm coming from a very honest place, a non-biased place. I've seen us this season many times create the chances needed, but we don't get the result because we've missed clinical chances, and then we've gone and lost the game.
Yeah,
So
but that's half the story. That's half the story, bro.
Personally, whether we agree whether the coaching is up to the standard or not, I have seen enough to suggest that we could put the ball on the back of the net. Whether that's good enough or not is a different conversation.
I understand where you're coming from. The only thing
what
that
I'm
needs
trying
to be
say here.
considered with that is that we have no clear style in the way that we attack the goal. It's kind of freestyle. So at the end of the day,
I
the players are
disagree.
unsure
Like
of
I
the
said, we would
patterns.
disagree because I genuinely, and I'm talking from my own. I'm not disagreeing that what you're seeing is not what you're seeing. I'm just saying I have seen it when we've had poor results and great results. So I've seen something. But what more importantly, and what I'm talking about is I have seen us create from multiple footballing opportunities where you're saying yes, definite goal, and we have missed the target again. And I said this last season before we sold De Gea, and said we need to prioritize signing clinical strikers and forwards because the season before we scored 58 goals in the season. And I said to you, look, this season, did I not? We're going to concede a lot more. Definitely going to concede a lot more, and we won't bag enough goals. And look at the goal tally that we've seen this season. Whether I'm right or wrong, I think it's quite fair to say I was quite close with a prediction, given what we've seen goal-wise. We do not score enough goals to even challenge in the league from a consistent basis, and it's not good enough.
No, you're not
It's
wrong
both.
in that. I just feel like, I think it's
Liam.
both. I just feel like he doesn't play the players that complement each other in them forward positions. They're not coached in a way where like, for example, when we're struggling to create and score goals, we don't have a simple plan B that we go back to. We don't have. But
this is what I'm trying to say.
And
I don't believe we struggle to create. That's the myth.
But here's one thing that I do know.
Season, it's quite fair.
Yeah, but here's one thing I do know. We've got a lot of wingers, and we're going to have to get some of them to
A lot of wingers, man.
as we transition some out. So some of them are going to have to play better. So some of them are going to have to be coached better. Even though I do agree with the striker thing and that. Do you know what I'm saying? But
well, to me, Leon, it's forwards, wingers or strikers that can score or assist. Because if your system's
I want someone that can play
then
more
everyone in that
positions,
front line, including the number 10, Bruno included, need to bag and get assists. Because then it can be spread. I don't mind the whole team chipping in goals and assists as long as the system works.
That's what
I need a bagsman for when the system does not work, but you need that
Saeed's right, man. That's what Arsenal run. I agree with that.
Arsenal did that. They scored 80 goals?
Yeah, but also defensive, they was on point because yes, we struggled under Ten Hag. We struggled under Ten Hag, like going forward in both seasons. However, defensive, I'm not overlooking how poor we was defensively this season. It was atrocious. Look at the number, look at the stats. Like the what was it? The 96 teams that competed in Europe.
Bro.
We were 95th in shots faced. That is unacceptable. So that's why when I say I don't hear attack over defense and I don't hear defense over attack, where I do agree with Najee is in regards to the youth, like a Kambawala, for instance. I have no issue with that. I look at youth as the squad players. If Kambawala is a part of the 4, a part of the 5 and centre backs, because he's played well enough, and I think the system will also help him with that. Left back, we need a first choice.
You need a firm left back.
Centre back, we need to go sign a first choice left back. Midfield is bare. Our midfield is not only not good enough in quality, it's also not good enough in quantity as well. And our attack is also woeful as well. And we don't create enough and we don't score enough. Our players don't do enough going forward. That's how I'm looking at it. So that's why when people say, "Oh, where do you prioritize?" Everywhere is a priority.
Everywhere, it's true. If you're being realistic, everywhere, you're right, bro.
Personally, the spine, because I think with a strong spine, you can get away with the fullbacks and the wide players not being of a certain level. But this ties in. We will spend enough to go on and at least attempt to improve. Even if you got a winger who's 15 M's. Does he fit what you're trying to do?
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's very fair.
But Flawless, this is where free transfers come in as well. We've got to be smart with maybe picking up, like, even loaning someone for 6 months to 12 months. Just to get us to the next stage.
Smart, it's on the scouting team and
Rabiot all day.
For what they decide to do. This is that's why I'm not hearing about yes, we are under a budget. We can't go and spend 400 M's in one window. However, there's players out there who can at least do a job to a competent level. All I'm asking for is a competent level. Hey, score more than 60 goals in the Premier League. That's not a lot to ask,
bro.
That's bare minimum. Score more than 65 goals.
You don't have Saeed,
would you take 2 midfielders and Hostelou for the season?
Hey, don't concede. Don't concede. You know what I'm saying? The most shots in Europe. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Big up Killis. Big up Killis. Left back, 2 centre backs, centre mid DM, left wing, right wing, or right wing. By the way, isn't Shea Lacey and Toby Collier coming up? I think Toby Collier will. I'm not sure about Shea Lacey next year. I think Toby will, though. But yeah, but then again, man, it's like, bro, midfield is one of them. You can't be having too many academy players in that midfield, man. I know they might be good enough.
That's what it is. I wouldn't do that. That's what I said specifically when we're talking youth players, squad players. They shouldn't be first teamers. Squad players. So like a Kambawala being a part of the centre backs, I have no issue with that whatsoever. I'd rather see Kambawala than Maguire. I'd rather see Kambawala than Lindelof. because at least one, he's less passive than
He's
those
all right.
two, and I think he's done a better job than those two. I'm tired of those two, for examples. So yeah, left backs needed, definitely 2 centre backs, one to actually join alongside Martinez. We need 3 central midfielders because we're short in that area. We are suffering, especially if Casemiro leaves. We need a striker, and we need a winger, in my opinion. Definitely need a left winger. A winger's not good.
I'll say this.
Nuruddin, do you like this one? Do you like this one, Nuruddin? The last year their contracts. You like that one, innit?
Nah. Simmer Frame FC. No chance. This me out with Simmer Frame FC. Man. I want to retire Simmer Frame FC. The point that I really wanted to make was that when Neji was speaking, he was saying that this is what we need. We need these kind of like batsmen. So listen, the team has to be with the right shape and structure for you to be able to sustain the football, to make chances again and again and again. It's not just players have missed 1 or 2 opportunities. Højlund, our striker, was the least. How many chances did we create for him? And actually, if you look at the stats per chance, per goal, he's one of the top in Europe.
Yep.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So we don't create enough chances. So this idea when they just like, we miss chances. Every team misses chances. Every football team there's ever been will miss chances. But it's about how often can you create those chances? How more? And for that, you need fundamentals in terms of the way the team does defend and attack on and off the ball. What shape are you in off the ball? What shape are you on the ball?
Can I just say something? Just that quick. Sorry to interrupt you. You're right. Do you know why? This is what I spoke about. People overlooked it. Yeah. How are you supposed to build confidence within the way that you play an attack if you're not doing the system and it's not set up in a certain way? Because if you look at Højlund, he's not sure if Bruno's going to cross it, smash it back post, have a shot. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't get that confidence, do you, Nuruddin? You don't know what's going on, really. You're kind of guessing.
Yeah.
100%.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. So the point I wanted, like, Neji, you were saying before, bro, that we need certain batsmen, and I was saying to you that majority of the season, yes, majority of teams will make chances. The best teams, bro, make chances again and again and again. And you look at it, you look at that, the kind of goal to chance ratio of Højlund. Højlund is up there in Europe as one of the best because the chances we create, the chances we create is less. But you look at like Arsenal, even for their midfielders, forget the striker. They create loads of chances because their patterns of play.
Too many.
It's so rehearsed.
Bro.
It's so training ground based that on a match day, they keep making chances again and again. And that's the big, to get up to the teams where we want to go back to, we have to have set plays to make chances again and again and again. It's not just missing them. It's about how can we have patterns. We all know Man City. What's the thing we know about Pep Guardiola teams?
Cut back
Silva in the pockets, either side, either right or left.
Rhino, I might mute your mic 1 second, yeah? Just a little bit of feedback, man. Rhino.
Oh, yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, that gets whipped into that ball around the 6-yard area. Somebody's there to tap it in. So we need to have certain set plays. And unfortunately, the way the structure, especially this season, it was like basketballization of football, I'm afraid. And you're not going to get that set plays because the team's not compact enough. It's about when you're in possession, what are we doing? When we're out of possession, what are we doing? And that's
also,
goes to the defense.
But also, Nuruddin, you know what? And this is for me a debate here. When we go 1-0 up or 2-0 up, have you noticed the mindset of the game changes? And people might say, "Yo, it's the players." Like I remember, we used to have this debate about is it Ten Hag or is it the players? But I believe the mentality of we go 1-0 up, and this is why it was funny when he was going at Southgate when he was saying that. So I thought because we were 2-0 up against Luton, we crumbled. We were 1-0 up against another team. I just don't know if Ten Hag's philosophy is to go, let's get a third, let's get a fourth, because we haven't done that while he's been here. I think we've only won 4-0 against Real Betis. That's it. I don't think there's another game where we've won more than 3 goals. And I think even 3 goals, I think we've won probably few and far between. Let's be honest.
On the flip side of that, go on, Adrian. Go.
So safe, bro. Just quick. On the flip side of that, we've gone down by a goal, gone down by a few, and then all of a sudden, these men can play Ten Hag football. Just to go, and when we've seen it multiple times. So for the balance of the conversation, it could, in my opinion, it's both. But where I sway it's more so on the players is because I've consistently seen this with other managers come second season. We don't have a coach, in my opinion. I could be right or could be wrong. I'm not speaking this to be right or wrong. I'm just saying my honest opinion. I don't believe our culture at Manchester United has a mentality that has been, in my opinion, it's been tarnished over the years. We don't have a mentality within our cultural structure that allows us to be accountable or work well under pressure, and that is any player. And I think we're a bunch of rotten fruits.
Facts.
And I think we're a bunch of rotten fruits mentally. And then when we bring fresh fruit in, we go and put it next to the rotten fruit, and they also get moldy at times. It doesn't matter what matter. And again, this is why I'm saying it's not a Ten Hag thing. If you listen to what I'm saying critically, any manager, better CVs or not, experience the same things from players. We have developed a culture at Manchester United based on the structure alone that these players can get away with anything, get new contracts because they are commercial assets before footballers. That means there's no accountability. So when you underperform, you can still play. You have your favourites. This is the issue with what you create at Manchester United when you don't put football first, in my honest opinion. So I don't believe that it's also based off a mentality that extends from a manager. I think they can have the right intentions to do it. Whether they're good enough, maybe a different discussion. But overall, boys, and I'm being very, very honest here, overall, a mentality to fight has to become from a culture. You have to create an environment to then develop that mentality. You cannot tell people to be tough. You cannot tell people to do things and it actively works unless there is a foundation that's built that within and where they've experienced that. Me personally, I believe Ten Hag's had his issues in terms of certain man management on the field because I don't think he's made the right tactical analysis at times. Therefore, it's played into our results. But overall, from 2 seasons as I'm looking at it, I'm seeing nothing different with these players according to what I've seen with other managers. The players need an environment to build off. And us getting rid of Sancho, Greenwood is now setting pace. Us even sticking by, forget Ten Hag's name, just don't get triggered by the name. Sticking by a manager forces these players to go raw. My man was under serious duress to lose his job. They're sticking with him. Shit, I can no longer hide. I'm going to have to step up. Look at Rashford, and Malacia. They're now doing extra training right now, bro. And shaking batter because they don't want to go. Their best friend got Greenwood and Sancho getting binned. Respectfully, they're getting binned. It's like, raw, they're not taking the piss. These players now have to be accountable. And now I'm going to see, hopefully, that these guys start taking the club seriously because there's no way. I'll finish on this. There's no way, yeah. I know Waffle and go deep, but last one. There is no way in my mind, Nuruddin, yeah, that you can have 3 or 4 games, Champions League or not, where you either go up by 3 goals, score 3 goals at Bayern and still lose a game, or you have to go 2 goals down to all of a sudden be able to play football. That should not be happening consistently on any football pitch. The mentality of these players is highly reflective of the culture at our club. That's my honest opinion.
I don't disagree with you. I think of all the different things, the points you made, I 100% agree with every word you said. We don't have that culture. We've not had that culture. We had bankers taking over. We've had players who used to look at Manchester United and go, that's a challenge for me them to step up, to improve. They've looked at Manchester United and gone, that's it. I'm at the pinnacle. Time to get the flip-flops out. Time to rest easy, collect that check weekly. So we've not had that. 100% I agree. But the biggest what I disagree, bro, is that a manager on the training ground can have patterns of play and ways of playing. And Erik Ten Hag, for me, showed me more than any time that in the last 5 games, he changed it, bro. He went more stability, structure.
Sorry, Nuruddin. Just for clarity, bro. Just quickly, I was talking about the mentality as opposed to style. I agree with you. Yeah,
but the mentality builds on the training ground. That's what he's trying to say.
The mentality builds, bro. The mentality builds.
Repeating patterns, building
from where you are.
No, but I'm talking about driving mentality as opposed to stylistically being able to.
Yeah, but it all comes together, Nate. You build it week to week on the training ground as well.
But I don't believe it comes from the training ground. I can't lie. But sorry, carry on, Nuruddin.
Where do you spend most of your time off the pitch in the training ground?
No, the players have to buy in. What they're doing. They have to buy in. You have to, as a coach, as a manager, you have to. That's the main job that for you to do is to get the players to buy in your ideas.
Okay.
And to buy into the most competent that they can, and understand that competency.
Go on. Real quick.
You understand the steps of coaching. You coach.
I agree with you, but the how is the biggest thing. The how, and every manager struggles to do the how. Because you can literally provide the tools for any you can create an environment on the training pitch. That's a fact. But if your club states and stipulates that if you underperform and you make it comfortable for those players to underperform no matter what, and they sack manager after manager for it, then you're going to struggle to override that mentality even if you try your best. And this is the thing I've been saying with forget Ten Hag. It's not a Ten Hag thing, it's a manager thing. Jose Mourinho, Van Gaal, the whole same. They're all different styles, all different techniques. But the main thing is you can't, in my opinion, you cannot override the mentality of a culture of a club if you're on massive wages, which means you can chill. You're never going to lose your position as a football player. We cannot sell you on because your contract is too big. And again, you've been come for big money, you're an asset. Therefore, do I work hard for my manager and try my best? Or do I go, you know what, come the second season, I will down tool or give less of myself, knowing I've still got my money, still got my wage, and I don't have to actually put effort in.
Yeah, but you're only looking at it from one angle. You're only looking at it from one angle.
Sorry,
could I chime in quickly on that one after?
I do not believe that having a style of play changes that culture, because the overriding factor is based on the culture of the club as opposed to a manager. That's why most managers, when they come in here, 2 seasons consistently, they struggle. That's the real talking point. It's got nothing to do with the manager itself.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but I am saying you're wrong now, Jacob. But the thing is,
that's cool.
There's two things that's come. Yeah, that's me. Hi, idiot boy. Well gone. There's 2 things that come to my mind. They bought into Van Gaal. They definitely bought into Van Gaal. Out of all the managers, I believe they bought into Van Gaal. Yeah, and the other thing as well is it's almost a.
So that's one out of 5 managers, yeah.
Yeah, but it's almost. We all knew that Jose was. We've seen him fall apart at our club anyway. So,
yeah, but I'm sorry that's a cop out to the situation. Massive cop out to the situation.
But at the same time, what you got to realize is it's kind of a disrespect that some of these players are not professionals and they can't carry themselves and look after their own individual careers and put the work in anyway. Because by you saying that, you're basically saying the whole squad didn't buy into what they're doing.
No, I didn't say the whole. This is why I said, bro.
No, but you said the fruit spread to the rotten fruit and stuff like that.
Yes, correct. The players that.
Najee, let me ask you a question. If you was a Man United player right now, I don't think the way that me and you, because we know each other off this, and all of us here are strong personalities. I don't think anybody in this chat can be told to by foolish people to do foolish things. I don't believe anybody.
Okay, put it this way.
So for me,
sorry, go on. Ask your question.
I know that there's professionals within that squad, so I can't put. Although part of what you're saying is true, because they become used to the mindset of when it gets a bit hard. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, give in or whatever. Because that Copenhagen game and stuff is inexcusable and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, Najee, I just don't believe that all of them. I just don't think they're buying into anything.
I'm not sitting here, Leon, and saying everyone isn't buying into. I'm not saying everybody. But what I'm saying is there are certain key factors and certain key players that have been here long enough over the stretch of 3-4 seasons that they have had the experience to underperform, get new contracts or never get dropped, depending on whatever manager, regardless of what that means. And they've benefited. So their career, because of their environment, one, they're at Manchester United. Bun that thumb thing, but so bad. Yo, allow it. It's mad. One, they're at Manchester United. So you've already made it already by wearing the shirt. No stress. Their career is looking good right now. You're on mad money, crazy money. You're being brought into a level where you are commercially an asset, not a great footballer. You're also surrounded by other people that are telling you that it's more than okay to underperform because you're still going to be here no matter the manager. So therefore,
who do you think is actually saying that?
Wait. There is no accountability at all being developed into these players. None of these players are shit scared to lose their position.
Can I ask you something? Can you guys hear me clearly? Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Have I got feedback, Saeed? Have I still got feedback?
No, you're calm. You're calm.
Okay, cool. What I want to say on that, is I agree. What you're saying is right, but therefore the manager does have a position where he can drop Rashford if he's on down tools. Do you get what I'm saying? So I feel like that's maybe where Ten Hag could have done better. He could have done better in that accord where he set a culture where if you don't play well, you get dropped. I think that's where Ten Hag went wrong. So that could have helped him kind of irrespective of the structure for me.
No, Rhino, you know what, bro? You know what, bro? You're absolutely bang on. And we saw, and this is one of my disappointments with Ten Hag this season is, if you remember the first season, Everyone was like, Rashford was in form. My man got dropped for the Wolves game. Come on, half time, bagged his goal. Big risk at that time. Rashford was in form. It's only towards the end of the season he started to drop Anthony. Yes, did he learn late? Again, that's a conversation we can have honestly and openly and say, yo, bro, yes, you dropped certain players. Yes, you were dropping your favourites. Yes, you were costing your players more than you were Sancho and everyone else. However, it's a little bit too little too late for some people. However, what I don't do is anyone that is in a position, even whether they're stubborn or not, no matter when they get it later or in the moment, if a person can come out, and this is people in general, and go reflect at some point, go, you know what, I can do better, and they choose to, from that moment I have to respect it. Ten Hag is a very stubborn manager. Absolute, he's stubborn as hell. Any Ajax fan that actually rates him will tell you one of his biggest errors and one of his biggest pros is his stubbornness. He can be stubborn to the point where you win, it looks amazing, you applaud him. But if he's stubborn in the wrong way, it backfires. And this season, it's backfired for him. So he's had to reflect. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that's a reason to sack a manager. But I'm saying it is a reason for you to get off your horse and get back on, and I will support it. But I want to see improvements. And I've got no issue, like I've said through the whole... We've been on the channel for the longest now. I've got no issue you highlighting improvement to a manager saying, you can do better here, here, and here. If it's logical, if it's sound, if it comes from a reasonable place, I will hear it. That's no issue. But I don't believe he's done enough to be sacked based on those type of things. And that's the difference where I'm looking at it going, I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I can't even rebuttal it. I can't. It's logical, it's sound, it's factual. But is it that deep to the point where that is sackable? I don't believe it is. And to be fair, Ten Hag has to improve now. He has to improve on those moments. He has to go to a level and say, I need to start Ahmad more often. I can't have these favourites. Anthony is clearly come out and tried to throw my man under the bus behind closed scenes, which we didn't know about, which explains why he got dropped. So therefore, that is a tick in Ten Hag's box. He's learning on the job as he goes. That's normal. In my opinion, and that's normal in the world. But is it acceptable at Man United? Clearly, the standards are very, very tight and precious. So most fans, I understand why they want him out. Just for me, I don't think those are grounds to get rid of.
Yeah, I get it. Can I just say one thing? Because I've got a dip in it. But look,
yeah, we're going to wrap up anyway now. Go on.
Yeah, I was just going to say, obviously, like...
He's got a dip, you know. Are you bending over for, bro?
Oh, yo.
Mad.
Hey,
Don't dip, bro.
Hey, say
don't do that. Don't come back on, man. Mute your mic, bro.
What's
Let's see my
that?
light skin brother, you know. I'm trying to look out for you, bro. Come off the thing, bro. Nah,
What's
don't
that,
dip,
brother?
No,
I thought it was going to be the whoa. That's what I was waiting for.
I just like to apologise and say that any statements that are made by the world's greatest heavyweight bowler are not of his own and not anyone else on the screen. But yeah, quick one. Yeah, when it comes to
My God,
Ten Hag, of course you're going to back him because you missed the 4 years. Of course you're going to back him. But I think that
that's a dead shot, bro. You can do better than that. That was weak,
do you know what it is?
That was as weak as your headstand, bro. Don't lie.
When you're this guy, when you're when you're finding that balance, this is what we're like. When you're finding that balance, when you were talking about like the players down in tools and stuff like that, it's that balance because it's like the more you go down the route of saying that the players are the problem, the more you can cover up for the manager being underperforming. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it's that kind of balance. But
on a serious one, I understand the angle, but that's not actually what I've said.
No, I'm just saying it's like a seesaw. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? Where it goes the more people go to the players, it's the players, but when do the managers take accountability?
No, but this is the thing, Leon. Every time I have these conversations, it seems to get overlooked that I've mentioned the manager's flaws many a times. And I even try to lead with them. So that just shows me people don't critically listen. And sometimes, in my opinion, it's easier to listen to things that you agree with rather than listen to the balance that actually challenges your perceived perceptions. Many a times I've spoken about Ten Hag and his issues and never even disagreed with half the stuff you said. But what I have disagreed with is said that there is balance to situations. There are certain things Ten Hag has done and there are certain things that he has not done that he's not accountable for. And I've highlighted those things.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden, it's the moment you talk about the players, you're letting the manager off. Wait there, how can I let the manager off?
No, I'm not. I wasn't aiming at you then. I wasn't aiming at you. I'm just saying because there's a lot of stuff I see online and stuff. But I feel like
fair play.
For us to move forward now, there's a lot of the fans have got to realise that not only have we got. Sorry, no, I'll let just 2 seconds. That we've not only got to let new players come in, but some of the old guys are going to have to be a part of this system as we move forward over the next couple of years before they get transitioned out. So it's going to be interesting to see that who responds and who doesn't. But one thing I'll kind of leave you guys on is I know that other managers would have come in and done better. I just know for a fact. Like that guy at Crystal Palace came in and we've seen it in 12 weeks. So
Yeah, big up.
Sorry, Noreen.
You're big up, Leon.
Big up, man.
Shout out to my light skin brother, man.
Yeah, big up, Leon. I'll say this. You know what, Neji? You know me on the level. I always talked about the structure. I talk about the owners,
of course,
all of these things. But the bits that where the coach is responsible for me, you can't come into Manchester United and think your ways of working in the area division or Bayern Munich second team is going to work here. I understand that you have to back yourself certain things with decisions, yeah, that the fans might not see. And then 3-4 months later, we see it now. Do you understand? So I've been through those experiences. Yeah, that happens. It's like, what the hell is this? And then, a couple of months down the line, you're like, oh shit, I know what you're trying to do. For me, where Eric Ten Hag lost me, bro, is that he tried to tell me basketballification of football with a single pivot and turning people into 800-meter runners. I was never having that, bro. I was never having that because I play Saturday, Sunday league, bro. And before that, I was playing football with my mates, and football was about the spaces. The bigger the pitch, the more compact.
More space there is, you'll be tighter.
Yeah, more. And that to me. So if he went, no word of a lie, if he went, realize shit, you know what? Got injuries. People are not firing. Obviously, it's burnout from after the World Cup. And I'm going to self-preservation. And Manchester United, one of the biggest things that you have to survive, right? As a coach, I believe you have to survive, right? But the idea of him, even if all of us sat here, so then you could say, yeah, look, he's still coming out, dogging the man, say, look, his second year, still football is still shit. At least you could say to us then, Neji, you know what, guys, he's got injuries. There are players who've lost form. People are not firing. He has to do this to survive. And that, to me, he didn't do that, bro. Instead, he made me what, you know how much I love the Champions League.
Yeah, of course.
Like, the most supporting United has been in that Champions League.
Champions League
music, sneaking into the Stratford end, running around in the forecourts, you know what I mean? Try to find a seat because I was that skinny, you know what I mean? Try to move in with somebody next to a seat, just standing, going crazy. So for me, when I saw that, you saw that match reaction on Saeed TV, bro. That night, honestly, I was so angry. And I was like, come on, you cannot tell that the qualification. This is a Champions League. Get through the thing. Get the goals. Get compact. Then we move. And then when you got your players back, the injuries. And I understand, like, I know that Workhorse wasn't the answer. I know Sabitzer alone wasn't the answer. Manchester United should have backed him to replace players. Listen, replace players in those positions. So I understand the constraints of being a Manchester United coach manager, right?
Yeah, of course.
But there are certain things that on the football pitch, bro, you have to have self-preservation. And he did it in the last 5 games. You know what I mean? In build up to the FA Cup. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck are you doing?
I strongly agree with you, Structure, on what you've observed and everything else. And again, that's one of my negatives for Ten Hag this season, on the balance of it. It really is. And I think this is the point where I spoke about is stubbornness. Like, I'm not expecting perfection across the board. I have to be as honest as I am with his praise as I am with with the things that I dislike, based on my own standards of what I believe Manchester United should be, the same way you guys are, yeah? Everyone's got their own idea of what Man United should be. We may be accurate with it, we may be in alignment, we may not. But we have an idea. And if you're coming into an environment where you have to ultimately go against the grain of a culture that's, again, not set up for football, and that's with every manager, by the way, and then you've then got to be stubborn enough to then put your mark on it, I don't agree, and I didn't agree, that's why I said it's a negative, but I have an understanding, Structures, to why he may have persisted with the style. And the reason is for that, and again, I'm not saying it is an excuse to say what he did was right, because again, I'll repeat, I don't believe it was the right thing. But me challenging my own ideas, my own thoughts, I believe he had 2 options. If you're trying to build a style of football, like, there has to be a level of consistency. So sometimes, even when shit hits the fan, you must maintain what you're doing, because these players are still going through a training process and a learning process. And sadly, whether you've got the players or not, bear in mind, I disagreed with this, but I'm just giving another perspective of why I think he's done what he's done, because he's stubborn, I'm trying to understand the manager, not agree with him, just understand him. I believe he's then chose to persist with his style of football because he knows long-term it's going to have a long-term benefit. But going back to my original point structure, what I said about him, I believe he's been naive at the start of the season with the transfers. Now he's moved because I think he feels he had more time than what was suggested, not realizing most managers only get 2 seasons on average. So what he should have done, in my honest opinion, is adapted like he did the last 5 games and done it from early. Saeed even ran one of the streams from the Mandem talk when we were talking about this, saying he needs to adapt about the profiles. So I'm not sitting here saying he's God's gift and everything else. I'm really not. And I'm fully agreed with you in the sense of I don't believe that was an area of positivity from Ten Hag this season. But the main thing is he's gone against his principles, whether 5 games or not, and he's shown himself that, boy, I was wrong. He's had to prove himself that he was wrong and being stubborn. I'm had to come through, call safe. So I'm just saying, we've just got a manager that's learning on the job as well as his intentions are pure. Whether he's good enough, I don't think we will know until we've seen a full project. And I said that with every manager, hence why I say 4 years. Because I just don't think 2 seasons is enough to go, okay, I've seen a couple of mistakes, adios, see you in a bit. I don't think we're privileged enough, we're in that privileged position to even talk like that. Because with Man United, who's struggling. Who are we to say you've got 2 years like we should be challenging for I just don't personally agree with that, but that's me.
Okay, because here's the thing is with it. Yes, we all know Ten Hag, when he got here, is in the worst possible predicament in regards to ownership, structure, know all of that. That's with every manager going into here as well. Are all of the results on him? Absolutely not. That's why I've said, word to my guy Eddie, who's in the chat, who coined this, ACGI. Anybody can get it. Get rid of everyone. Because I'm tired of these players. And there's a lot of the defeats that have happened, in particular in the Champions League, that I look more so on the players, right? Being 2-0 up at Copenhagen, you lot should win that game. I should be able to be in the dugout who's not qualified. But Leon's mentioned this, and I say this all the time with Ten Hag. It's about controlling the controllables. Mentioned it before. Tactics. That's my biggest issue. And when I say tactics, I'm talking about how we set up just from a defensive standpoint. That's where it is. All of the issues that Ten Hag had this past season, he had in the first season. We watched us get beat in his first 2 opening games, and he switched it and made us somewhat a competent, cohesive unit. And you could have done, and then this season, we're getting beat and you don't change it. But then you've seen it in certain instances, in certain games that you have done, and we've managed to go on and win the FA Cup. The FA Cup final is the prime example. Everything going into that is against us. And the reason why I'm so against Ten Hag, because yes, there's errors, but there's more than errors that's gone on with him. It's monumental. The 2 senior competitions you are in are 2 bread and butter competitions we look at in the Premier League and Champions League. You failed in spectacular fashion. We have had our worst ever Premier League return and our worst ever Champions League campaign. Now, if we would have finished 6th this season and not really had a good season, I would have been like, okay, if we would have went out the Champions League in the knockout round to Real Madrid or quarterfinals to Bayern Munich, I would have been like, not happy about it, but there's a way to lose. You can't fail in the fashion we did. We won the FA Cup. That's a tick in the right box. But out of the 4 competitions, we failed horrifically in 3 of them. You can't fail in horrific fashion at 75% of your job and keep your job, in my opinion. There's no top profession that would happen. Bear in mind, the Premier League was the worst ever campaign we've had, and the Champions League was the worst campaign we've ever had, and the worst campaign. Look at him.
Fact.
It's not to challenge. Sorry, you can say something, bro.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm gonna wrap up, but last comment and then we'll wrap up.
It's not to challenge what you said in the sense of what you're saying. I actually agree with everything you've said, and from a trophy standpoint and an important standpoint, he's failed. That's not an issue. When I look at the context of the Premier League first and foremost, my perception of the Premier League is: are we built for consistency for a league? Because that's 38 games, you've got to dominate no matter what. I just don't think we were there. And again, I'd be lying if I didn't say what I said from the first season, that we overachieved. So I didn't expect us, don't get me wrong, I didn't expect 8th. Definitely didn't. But yeah, I don't believe that he deserves credit for what he did in the Premier League, because I think over a course of consistency, you have enough time in the league to make adaptations and switch it up, as what you, Structure, and everyone else has said. So in the Premier League, he had umpteen chances to change it around to get results. Because in my opinion, results are more important in the Premier League when you're building, as opposed to finding a style of playing and finishing where you're doing. He could have done that. So I'm not even going to challenge that. What I would challenge regarding the cup competition, the Champions League, is again the simple factors of I look at these players and going, how are you going to Bayern Munich scoring 3? Bear in mind, I've said this to Rhino. You can quote me on it as well. Receipts are there. I've said I think sometimes we confuse performances with the results of what we've had, because when the deep some of the performances objectively, we actually performed very well. We just had silly errors from individuals. Again, Onana is a goalkeeper, not from shade, just being honest with what we saw in the Champions League. In that Bayern game where, yes, at that time, if you remember, Flawless, we weren't playing very good football. But when we stepped out to Bayern, we actually started to play very good football. Bagged 3 goals. It was like, these players looked like they didn't know, like, is this a real thing? It's like they couldn't appreciate the fact that they were up. So for me, I look at it and go, these players don't have the mentality to maintain what they did. It's like they were shocked at what they were doing. And for me, bro, you shouldn't be doing that at Man United. You should be going, yeah, we're 3-0 up, safe, cool. You know what I mean? You should have some swaz about you, some confidence, yes, we are capable of doing this. And to me, we went out the UCL not because of Ten Hag, in my opinion. You know, again, I credit you for the Premier League thing, of course. Consistency wasn't there. But from individual errors in key moments, which could ultimately alter your season if you go and get a positive result in these cup games against big teams. We didn't do that, bro. And this is why I say some players definitely need the same level of heat that's been given to Ten Hag that Ten Hag doesn't deserve, in my honest opinion. And I want to see that spread across anyone who's accountable for what's been happened. All I'm seeing at the moment, majority, if it's Twitter alone, is that it's only one man culpable. For me, I just don't live in that reality.
Because you know, that's fair. Well, you know what social media is like.
Yeah,
it's It's not a fair and balanced place. It's not a place for conversations like this. This show's been going on. 100%. We've had 6 people all giving their opinions on various things in regards.
Yes, yeah.
Twitter's not the place for that. It's not the place to go.
100%.
So see the occasional tweet that is sensible, but is there like people there is jokes. People are there to, you know what I'm saying, to get their retweets
trolls
and likes and
trolls
and all that. That's why I don't tweet anything serious on Twitter when it comes to football matters. Nothing. I laugh at shit and that's it and just keep it snapping. Not the place.
Yeah.
Not the place.
Facts, 100%. But listen, people, we're gonna wrap it up here. Big up to everyone who's locked into the Mandem talk. You know what I'm saying to you? Make sure you like the video on your way out, man. And follow up the Mandem, man. Make sure you follow up Flawless. Let them know where they can find you, man.
If anybody's interested in doing a preview at 10 o'clock.
Okay, there we go.
Sorry, Denmark, England. Gonna talk about Ireland.
Say no more.
All of everything else. Yeah.
We'll redirect to you. We'll redirect to you there.
So you saying, Norridin, is it coming home? Yeah, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, man.
What are you saying, Norridin? I think he's froze.
Yeah. No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I'm asking you a question. I'm saying, is it coming home? That's what I'm saying. England winning the Euros.
Nah, not at the moment. No, it's Southgate tactics. No.
That's it. Nah.
Big up, man.
Yeah,
big up. Let them know what you got coming up, man.
Yeah, large up, Saeed, for having me, man. Much appreciated. Big up to everyone in the chat. Again, first and foremost, man, hit the like button here and subscribe to Saeed's channel, because it's a travesty that man is not at 100K for the amount of content. And
should be at 100 by now.
That's when he should be at 100K. I know you're at. Is it 95, 96? You around?
Yeah, nearly 95. Nearly
95. Hey, get him to there, people. But
it's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely crazy. But yeah, subscribe to the Sarcasm City TV YouTube channel. Subscribe. Go follow the playback as well. What have I even got coming up tonight? Oh yeah, I'll be running it back nostalgia thing. Fight Night Champion for those that used to play it on PS3.
Flawless. What did you used to play Fight Night 3 round 3 as well?
Yeah. Round 3.
And
round
use
4.
the joysticks to punch. I love that game, man. They need to bring that back, man.
Yo, they need to make a new boxing
game. And the uppercut, you swing the joystick around there. Bro, I was bad at that game, you know. Hey, I'll play you. I'm gonna have to load up my P3
load up your P3 and we'll run Fight Night 110%. Running career mode on Fight Night Champion. That's on the YouTube and the playback. And then for anyone who's a cricket fan, T20. Obviously, it's the Super 8s. West Indies are playing England tonight, 1:30 a.m. So I'll be doing a watch along for that as well. So come lock in, people. So
make sure you do that, people, man. Sarcasm City TV. Big up, man. Sunshine always, man. Love for coming on, man.
You already know, man. You already know what it is, man. Shout out to you guys in the comments, as always. The haters, the lovers, you know what I mean? Hated the door, never ignored. Sunshine 47, world's greatest heavyweight baller, all of those lyrics. Yeah, man, it's always a pleasure, man. Do you know what I mean? The Mandem, this is it's as real as it gets, man. Do you know what I mean? Every single one of us have real opinions, so it's always good that you support it, man. And shout out to you guys in the DMs as well. I know a lot of you message out. I can't obviously get to everybody, but shout out to you guys that support, man, and show love, man. And Just for the record, all of the Mandem are cool, man. Trust me. Happens to go.
To cut you off, man. Nah, man.
You just missed the sitter.
You just missed. Yeah, it was Mbappe-esque. How's he missed that?
He did well. He did well though to turn around.
You know what? It's good. You know this batsman is a batsman.
He's safe.
What are you saying for United then? Yeah, signing for United structure.
Nah,
big save.
Really batsman, bro. But yeah, man. Just quick take it. Shout out to you guys in the comments to support, man. Make sure you go and like and subscribe because Saeed puts work in, man. Do you know what I mean? You know your favorite content, they put work in. So, do you know what I mean? Of anyone, bro, you should be at 100K. So make sure you go like that up. And shout out to the originals, the loyal ones who forward this on. And shout out to the guys we see in the streets as well, man. A couple of you guys been, you know, showing love outside there, man. But anything to do with myself, outside of football, inside of football, just Sunshine47. Catch me on Instagram. Most of my stuff's on there. It's me, my bougie cat. My modeling, my music, and me and my dad's food business. We just started out. We just sold out a bag of food at the first athletics event. So it's all going well, man. God's good and all of that stuff, man. So big up yourself, stay blessed, stay healthy, and keep locking into the Mandem, man.
There you go.
Big up Nate.
Love, bro.
Big up Nate, always, man.
No, big up your dad as well.
10 o'clock.
Of course, man.
Yeah, people, listen. I genuinely think some of you hate watch that eating. Just subscribe. You're already watching it anyway. Just subscribe, man. Let's get to 100K. Let's have that 100K party, man.
Trust me.
Saeed, man, you need to get planning from now what you're doing for that.
Yeah, I will.
Get that in your, like, have them ideas in motion. Norridon's the guy for that. Yeah, man, let's have the party.
Come on, man.
You know what?
But yeah.
Listen,
turn up to money, bro. Everyone will make the trip, man. Turn up to money.
Yeah, money.
Yo, Nade's gonna DJ. I know that for 100%.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Don't sleep on Rhino. You know he's a selector as well, bro.
I know the selector.
But listen, yeah, big up, man. Big up Flawless as well, man. Sarcasm City. Yo, big up to the therapy army as well. We're in 10K. We're a protest channel.
Big up, man.
You know what I mean? We don't miss our words. We shout for the Palestinians, man. We shout for human rights abuses around the world. So we don't mind, man. Shadow ban, demonetized, we don't give a damn. But big up to the community, man. We're gonna be like
just a quick one. We shout out the man and the aren't here as well, man. Your Fazminder and them lot. Do you know what I mean? Big up to them, man, bro.
Yeah, big up to
Traps
everybody
and the
that's here, man.
Traps, man. You know what I mean?
Yo, big up Jarvis.
Where's Rants and them lot as well, bro? We didn't see him.
Rants as well, yeah.
Big up Jarvis.
A lot of managers watch along still because the game's going on.
Okay, cool. Yeah, shout out to those guys, man. Always.
Yeah, big up. I'm big up to Rhino, man, as well.
Yeah, come on, man.
I'm glad you're on that chill. I'm glad you got out of the studio, got a bit of sun, bro. You know what I mean?
Come on.
Yeah, man. Different environment, little getaway with the mix.
And big up Saeed as well. Yeah, 10 o'clock we live. We're going to be talking about the transfers that we think United should be making. And we're going to be talking about the preview in Denmark. We got Jarvis on representing the Scandinavian crew. Yeah, you know what I mean. It'll be interesting. So yeah, big up to everybody. Love and light, man. See you at 10 o'clock. I'm free fucking Palestine, man.
Yeah, always.
100%.
Rhino, big up, man. Always, man.
Yeah, come on now. Big up the Mandem, man. Big up, man. Make sure you lot get Saeed to 100 bags. You get me? Get 100K. United Real Therapy as well. Sarcasm City. Subscribe, like up everything, man. And yeah, you lot smash the likes, man. Obviously, you know, I'm in the management field, so my artist is dropping his second single tomorrow, Mixtape Madness, 6 p.m.
I'll be there.
Make sure you are there. The first single's done 130K, so we thank God for that.
Yeah, come on, let's go.
Love that.
Second single,
man. Fire emojis in the chat, people.
Yo, Ryan, make sure on Twitter you tag us all in, man. You tag
yeah. I want to
us
see
all,
that in the
man.
comments.
We'll share it, bro. We'll share it.
Yeah, 100%. I appreciate that, man. Obviously, I've been working this music thing for years. There's a lot of things I've done, but one day we'll get into it properly still. But yeah, man. So upcoming artist as well, developing. He's going to take over still. So yeah, make sure you lot check that out. Mixtape Madness tomorrow, 6 p.m. But yeah, smash the likes. Most importantly, support the Mandem as well. And love to you guys as always, man. Big up ACM. M Lizzie, that's it right there.
M Lizzie, yeah, shout out to M Lizzie.
It's going crazy on TikTok.
Go check that, bro.
M Lizzie,
on TikTok.
Yeah, man. Big up. Guys, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Big up Rhino in the building. You get me, Mr. Structure, Flawless, and also Neji, and also Leon, who was here before as well, man. We're gonna redirect you over to Noureddin's. Go over there, like the video, and I'll see you in the comments over there, man. Big up, man. We're out.
Let's go.